Areas 5 to 9, but bearing in mind that this is genuine, this is natural, it's Gemfields and it's last of stock. Now, if you're sat at home and you're going, okay, what's the significance of knowing that it's from Gemfields and that it is a Zambian amethyst? Shouldn't have this clarity at all. It's been subjected to loads and loads of geographical incidences, I should say, over the years, like your subduction, like your tectonic plate movement. So it shouldn't have that gorgeous clarity. That's an anomaly. That is great quality, and you're going to see a great price. If you were to research Gemfields, you would not anticipate seeing their amethyst at $7.95 for all that gorgeous colour. I love what we've done here. Look how that gorgeous symmetry on the strand. So you get 5 gemstones and a deep purple. Then you get further gemstones and then another deep purple and then a deep purple in the centre. So you can see we've already graduated that strand, ready for you to just re-strand it. All natural, all genuine, $7.95 for an entire strand of genuine amethyst. All yours, with those gorgeous paler saturation moments and the deeper saturation that makes, of course, the Zambian amethyst so wonderfully, wonderfully famous. Do make sure that you're checking out and confirming as soon as you can. 0800 644 655. You've got one postage and packaging price for the entire day, a 30-day money-back guarantee with us, of course, from the day that you receive your package. And let's not forget as well that free phone number on your screen. You can call us from any UK landline for free and get involved with us. Press your button 1, talk to our call centre, make sure you're confirming. But please do. Well done, loads of you there. Great to see you tonight. That was box number 14. Oh, this looks amazing, Dan. Looks amazing. With the run up to Christmas, and unfortunately, it is. We're in September. We are now going to be saying, it's, I think my son said the other day, it's like 14 and a half or 15 weeks or something to Christmas. Wait. Oh, I love Christmas.
Can't wait.
Absolutely love it. 109 days till Christmas. I don't like it when we break it down to paydays. That's when I get a little bit twitchy. I'm like, oh, because I've got birthdays, my husband's birthday and my son's birthday the week before Christmas. Yeah, didn't plan that right. But the reason I mention it, not only does this look beautiful for autumn, but the sparkle factor on this, look at that. Look at all of that. Now this is spinel, so straight away you've got black spinel that has got durability, incredible wearability and longevity, and then we go and place that amazing, amazing Mystic Gold colour on it. They look fab, don't they?
They do. I was on the show yesterday morning, we had some red and blue marcasite.
Oh, wow.
Big marcasites, and they would be the perfect accompanying gemstone to that marcasite. Because they've got that same sort of like vintage feel. Vintage feel to them. They are just... that's a party on a strand, isn't it?
I mean, there's like a burgundy, beautiful coating on that. I'm just looking at the big plasma screen in the corner of the studio. There's a gold, there's a pewter.
Got lovely with the red onyx.
Wouldn't it just? Yeah. Absolutely. Look at those, though. Look at those. Even if you just had 2 of those, just as drops on earrings, it doesn't even need a cascade necessarily. There's so much lustre and so much incredible metallic reflection on these. They look amazing. They look great. Christmas decorations sort of tasseling at the bottom. They look amazing, wouldn't they?
They would.
Really beautiful. So looking forward to the shows where we're doing the Christmas decorations. Oh, I can't wait. Love that, love that. $8.95 on your screen for natural, genuine, beautiful Thai black spinel. And then, of course, that lovely metallic coating that you're getting on there. I'm going to say it looks very sexy as well as being really aesthetically impressive, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just, I can just imagine that with some rose quartz or the amethyst that we've just done, and have that kind of contrast between a real nice sort of like innocent gemstone and then a real seductive gemstone.
Definitely. The wires that we've got that would work with these as well, from the antique copper through to the champagne colours, they'd all work beautifully with these, wouldn't they?
And the bare copper.
Absolutely.
Bare
Do you know
copper
what? I was just looking at, I'm just going to grab that bare copper sheet. It is. But look at that. All those metallics together. Beautiful. I can't wait to see you working with that. I really can't, Flo. I'm so excited about our first kit. Really, really am. £8.95 on your screen for your black spinel. Make sure you're checking out. Beautiful graduation on that as well. Moving on to... yeah, okie dokie. Now, on first glance at these, I don't blame you for going, ooh, some lovely pink quartzite. No, the purity of colour and the continuation of colour throughout this strand is amazing. It's pink opal. October's birthstone in such amazing colour. Look at the continuation of colour. There's a little bit of variation, but it's very minimal, isn't it? Very, very minimal. All genuine, natural, unenhanced opal. I think for pink opal, for us to get that purity of colour, not even a single sort of little bit of cloudy white is amazing.
It is, and especially in that size as well, because usually they're in sort of like pairs, so you can get the darker pink and then cut away the sort of like the lighter colours with that. That's like an amazing, like you say, it's like a real grown-up pink, but it's like you say, it's continuous all the way through, and I could just see that with rose gold.
I haven't experienced pink opal with such purity of colour every single round like that. No, it's amazing.
Like you see, sometimes you have that sort of like cloudy wispiness to some of them, and they have the whites going through, but that is beautiful.
It's absolutely sensational. £22.95 on your screen, which I think is extraordinary, bearing in mind we don't often get that continuation and that purity of baby pink colour all the way through the entire strand of natural opal. And we drop it down to £14.95, 38 centimetre strand, 8mm rounds, 160 carats. That is so lovely to see.
And they've got great drill holes as well, because they've got two lots of cord going through there, so perfect for your stretchy bracelets.
It's proper doubled up as well. Now, these are not reconstituted opal. They're not opals where they've been, fragments of the opal have been amalgamated. Nothing like that at all. They are all beautiful. They are going to need a bit of TLC. Of course they are, because they are opals, and that's an organic, natural gemstone. But look at how robust they are. Look at how beautifully symmetrical they all are, and that purity of colour. For October's birthstone, if you were making somebody's, a piece of jewellery for their birthday in October, to present them something with such purity of colour, I don't think that many people would have had a chance to have that before.
No, and I don't think a lot of people know about these kind of opals as well. They always expect opal to have like the pinfire and all the wonderful colours come through. To have something like this sort of like opens up more opportunities for people. So if they say, I don't like opal, I bet they've never seen an opal like this.
Absolutely.
And it just opens up more sort of opportunities to like gift or to sell.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. 0800 644 655. You are absolutely loving that. I'm not surprised at all, especially when you're looking for that variety in opal. We're able to bring you Bengal blues, we're able to bring you Peruvian blues and pinks, some Madagascan tones. But this one, I have to say, amazing purity of baby pinks all the way through the entire strand. Very excited to see that. Now, in all of my jewellery career, so we're going into my 11th year basically, and I can say to you right now, I've never ever seen purity of colour in a strand like that when it comes to opal. Really, really exciting. Plus that lovely gentle opalescence. Absolutely perfect. If you've got a baby girl perhaps born in October, to be able to make something as a keepsake, or maybe even to add as a charm on a charm bracelet, I think that's really beautiful opportunity to do that.
Would be really nice. And if you got the moonstone, I think those two strands would go absolutely beautiful together.
They would indeed. £14.95 on your screen. Make sure you're holding those lines. We have got that fabulous, fabulous red onyx coming your way. Those beautiful glossy, oh gosh, pear drops, and they're faceted, so you just get the most amazing uber luster off these. Just make sure you're joining us. This is your first Star by the Late Show. Is coming up next. These are a fab colour. You know, when you're looking at the glossiness, when you're looking at these burnt oranges that go to these strawberry reds, this is 160 carats of red onyx on a 18 centimetre strand. The graduation on the drop is 13 to 24. So some of those drops, the largest of the drops, well, near enough 2.5 centimetre from tip to base on those beautiful. Look at how glossy they are. They're fab. What's your sort of instinctive reaction to a strand like when you see a strand like this, Fleur? And if this was in a kit with, you know, maybe wire or maybe, you know, for you to work with chainmail, how would you go about working with your those drill tops, for example?
So the middle section that you have there, maybe the middle 5 gemstones, that streams out to me as pendants, or centre section of a necklace. And then I would go to sort of like charms on a bracelet, maybe a waterfall tassel drop, and then your earrings on the end. But designers like Jan Dwyer, Claire MacDonald, Laura Binding would use that kind of setting to pop into a ring as well.
Yes, of course.
So you can make wire work rings.
Because you don't necessarily have to use the drill holes, do you?
Not at all. No, you can use prong set around that and have that really lovely. Because the drill hole can be hidden at the top, but for me it's a strand of pendants, really. You know, whichever guise you're going to pop them with, whichever medium, it's a really beautiful strand. And you've got one that's dark red, then one that's orange, so you can vary your pendants. They're not all going to look the same.
They are, I mean, to say that they're glossy is an understatement. The gloss and the lustre that's coming off these, I mean, you can see it, I know, down the camera lens, but my gosh, in the flesh, they have been polished to perfection. I'm just going to put a little bit of skin tone behind them, just so you kind of get a chance to see sort of size-wise what we're talking about. But the largest drop that we've got here, these sort of the 5 that Fleur is talking about in the centre, so you've got these just here. Thinking about the size that you've got, just with that little bit of movement, look how gorgeous they are. Really sumptuous. Gorgeous. Loving those burnt oranges as well.
Yeah,
really lovely.
The variation of the colour. You wouldn't believe that you could get so much variation of one colour, on one strand.
Yeah, absolutely. $27.95 on your screen. Gorgeous. But we'd like it to be even better for you tonight. Now, obviously, we are, you know, we're approaching autumn, or we're kind of stepping into it. I'm not quite sure where we are, because we didn't really have that much of a summer, if I'm being honest with you. But when you step over into autumn, what is it that we're looking for? We're looking for these beautiful autumnal tones. It's the falling leaves, the changing leaf colours. 18 centimetre strand. It was $27.95. That's a full £10 drop for you tonight. A full £10 drop for you to be able to get involved. Make sure that you're checking out and getting involved. It's lovely to see you all tonight. 0800 644 655. We've got the most amazing kit coming up. Hi, love. Thank you so much.
I just found that in my bag earlier.
She just found this in a bag.
And I just thought you could do like a falling leaves with the copper sheet.
Beautiful.
So you could do just... When you said about autumn,
definitely.
So something that you could do with your copper sheet, if you have something like a saw, is to cut out something like a leaf and have that kind of falling leaves.
Absolutely
autumnal.
Beautiful. I love that you just happened to have this in your bag.
I found it earlier.
I know there's something in my bag that will work beautifully with this. It is gorgeous. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You could make a real beautiful sort of focal point with that, couldn't we? I say we. Couldn't Fleur? $17.95. That's gorgeous. So is that literally, how have you, literally just cut that out of one of the...
Saw. Yeah, just out the copper sheet, yeah.
It's so distinctive. I can't wait. We've got literally just over half an hour before we have the first kit with the bare copper sheet, of course, with Fleur, and of course the amazing work. Make sure that you're holding those lines. I'm so glad you love those as much as we do. I'm really, really pleased for you. Now I have got some amazing fire opal coming up for you in a little while. A mini focus on turquoise coming up for you shortly as well, after our amazing demo, of course, with Fleur. Have a look at the fire opals. Now, if there was a strand that works in sort of a really cohesive way with your onyx, it's got to be those two together, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. So that's coming up for us a little later on. Make sure that you keep it in touch with us for those ones if you fancy those. Do you know what? They're not out here, Dan. No, they're not out here, sweetheart. Oh, no, somebody's put them to the left, to the left. So here they are, I've got them here. Yeah, these are fab. Look at just the most phenomenal iridescence of these. It is a beauty. The pearlescence is strong in this one. It's coming your way very, very soon indeed. Looking forward to bringing you that. That is a gorgeous strand of pearl coins coming away, and they are all absolutely beautiful and organic coming up for you. We delve into box number 9, another of October's birthstone. Have a look at this. Now, bearing in mind, this is a very much on-gone opportunity for you for the most of this hour, and unsurprisingly, I'm sure you can appreciate that whenever we bring you birthstones on the run-up to a birthstone month, they are very, very, very popular. Some really juicy colours on this strand, really juicy colours. Just notice as well, and I think it's so important that we show you that, look at the symmetrical placement of your gemstones as well on this strand. So you have a beautiful band of the sort of the rubelites and the pinks in the centre, moving to the greens. Then you have a symmetrical placement of those gorgeous pinks again, back to the greens, back to the canary yellows, and then all the way through to the darker tourmalines. Can you see that graduation on the strand? It is perfect. I just love how we've done that for you. It takes the task out of just a simple restrand, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's all done for you. And I wouldn't do anything with that. I would literally restrand as it is.
It is so juicy.
It's such a sophisticated colour palette as well, tourmaline.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's sort of like not singy and dancey, you know, it's not really, really in your face. It's just subtle and beautiful.
Yeah.
And every single gemstone on tourmaline strand just has its own little personality.
I mean, we've got rubelite. There's no point in ignoring the fact that you have some of the rarest colours of the tourmaline family on this strand, from those pinks to those gorgeous rubelite reds. When we think about the enormity of the sort of the price point that you can see for rubelites and your pink tourmalines elsewhere, you know, it is an extravagantly set rubelite and pink tourmaline strand that you're getting. Every single one of them. And Fleur is so right. When sophisticated strand and sophisticated colour palette is such a great way to describe this, as Fleur was just saying, because obviously what you do get a little hint at those greens, you know, some bottle greens, those electric greens that have been made famous by some of the most, you know, notorious jewellers across the globe. There's a little hint at a Cuprian green here as well. So some really, really extravagant saturations for your tourmaline family found on this strand. £27.95. Faceted rondelles, which of course are our most popular strand. We have a brand new cut of gemstone on a strand that we've never seen before, launching very, very soon. That's exciting. But £16.95 for one of our most traditional strands. And there have been, over the years, it is our most popular cut of gemstone on a strand, isn't it?
It's so easy to work with. It lends itself to bracelets, earrings, necklaces. It's just wonderful to work with. You don't have to think about wrapping wire around the top of the gemstone. You just literally just thread them, you know, however you want to thread them, or add them into your wire work, into your chainmail.
Well, it's one of those easy shapes to add to. I love when I see it rosary linked.
Yes.
It's one of those gemstones that just lives a pop of colour. Through you know, you might have a different gemstone as the focal point, but in the actual rosary link itself, those little moments of the sort of the rose colour, or that beautiful scarlet colour, or the magenta from the tourmaline, it does look amazing on a rosary link.
It does, because they are just all individual, just beautiful. I think with a strand like that, they look great when they're together, but when you, like you say, when you separate them out, you can see the beauty in every single one.
Definitely. £16.95 on your screen. Again, up there with your beautiful opals. If you just saw the opals a second ago that we had for you, those beautiful pink opals, up there, of course, with opal for October's birthstone. So if you are, you know, if you're not niche, I don't want to say niche, but if your calling card, if you like, in making your jewellery is that you make jewellery of the birthstones of the 12 months of the year, you kind of got to have a tourmaline in there, haven't you, alongside your opals. Make sure you're checking out on that one. £16.95. Well done. One more before we squeeze in another fabulous pearl star buy. Yeah, let's do that. Now, it'd be interesting. Ben, Is it a recording of this actual strand that you've got, my lovely, or would it possibly be one of our other strands? The only reason I ask is because, obviously, when our warehouse picks a sample for us to show you on air, literally, imagine, have you ever been down to the warehouse?
No.
Okay. It is a typical warehouse. It's shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves. If you've ever been to IKEA, other department stores, and stuff like that. You know, when you go down into the IKEA warehouse. So when you go into the IKEA warehouse downstairs and you see all those shelves and you've got wardrobes and then you've got a chair and you've got all the different components that you've got to buy, all of those segments to sort of build them and flat pack them. If you go to our warehouse, think about those big sort of plastic IKEA recycle bins, the big white ones with a lid. They're like that, but they're green. And literally, it is row after row after row after row. I mean, it is just literally jam-packed full of silver findings, copper findings, brass findings, gemstones, Swarovski, Miyukis. It is jam-packed. And what one of our team will do, literally, because you know they haven't got time in day to sort of go through the entire bin, they put their hand in, they pick that sample, they put it in ready for us to get. That's how it works. The reason that I say that is because this particular strand is full of the most amazing mint greens. I can't guarantee that you will get mint greens on your entire strand. Now I've got a little bit of purples coming through, but have a look. So this is another sample where you've got more and more mint greens and spearmint greens coming through. Now, you may take delivery of a beautiful multicolour fluorite strand that has more purples. The beauty about it is that every single one of our strands contains natural fluorites. So the reason I wanted to mention that to you is when you get it home and go, oh, well, Ray had one on screen that had more greens, so I wasn't expecting as many purples. Because it is a natural gemstone and it occurs mostly in purples and greens, you will expect on your strands to have at least a few greens and a few purples, of course, within that strand itself. So again, sometimes it pays to order 2 strands, then you keep the strand that you want and you send the other one back to us. You can absolutely do that with your 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, you've got 90 carats of natural glowing multicolour fluorites, 3 to 8 millimetres, 21 centimetre strand, all natural, all unenhanced, no dyeing, nothing other than, and I've got to say, that one there, that is just glowing. Look at that. Oh my goodness me. Just for that one alone on the strand, I'd be jumping on there. The others are all gorgeous, don't get me wrong. Subtle lilacs, subtle pastel greens, but that one just there, beautiful. All gorgeous. Fluorite, of course, amazing for bracelets as long as you're careful. Neckline and earrings, it is an absolute dream. I wouldn't necessarily suggest it in a ring because it is quite low down on the Mohs scale, so you'd need to have a little bit of TLC if your fluorite is in a ring, of course. But beautiful long wearing, great longevity and durability in earrings and neckwear. Have you worked with much of our fluorite?
Yeah, I love fluorite.
It's lovely,
I love all
isn't
the
it?
colours. I love the banding that you can get in some. I love the pure colours that you can get. Green and yellow are my favourites.
Yeah, well, we haven't got. I was just looking, and there was none of the yellow fluorite, the natural yellows, on here actually. But actually, it's like a sunshine, then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just. I just think it's just a beautiful. And yesterday we were saying that was the first gemstone I was ever shown because I went to the Blue John Mines in Derbyshire.
Oh, did you?
I live quite close, and that was the first gemstone that I ever owned, a little piece of it. And that's a fluorite. So yeah,
but we've never had a strand of it from that location.
No.
Never. Which is a shame, really, because it really is one of the only gemstones in the UK that is actually facetable for us. But if you do own a piece of that, and it is clean, you're owning something really quite precious.
Yeah.
Really quite precious.
Can be quite considered as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So make sure you're checking out $12.95 on your screen. We've got our second star buy coming your way. Let me just pop that back in the right box. There it is. Now, we've got, have a look at these. These are and they are so radiant. They really, really are. Beautiful strand of pearl coins, all genuine. The pearlescence, every moment of that pearlescence is totally natural, and it's all coming away at a star by price. Have a look at this. You get the most gorgeous pearl. Look at that. It is a beaut. Look at these. I'm just seeing, I have to sort of stop myself sometimes because I realise that I'm actually not saying any words, but it's because I'm looking at the secondary tones, and so you get this beautiful burst of pearlescence in the creams, then underneath that you're getting the most gorgeous turquoise and pinks. I don't know if that's coming down the camera lens, but believe me, it is there. 36 centimetre strand, 12 millimetre freshwater pearl coins. How easy are these to work with, Fleur?
Really easy, so that you can pearl knot with them exactly the same. They're going to give you that really lovely sort of like elongated, so for every coin you've got, you're going to have a knot in between, so it really showcases each and every one. But for me, these are beautiful as earrings. Just on a head pin, a simple wrap loop at the top onto your shepherd hooks, and you've got a classic pair of earrings that will catch the light because you've got that big surface area, and all the undulations catch all that pearlescence. So just so beautiful. I mean, I can see pinks and sort of like peaches coming from that.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really quite outstanding. I think when you're working with pearls, and traditionally, obviously, you know, I've got a pair of pearl studs in that I've forgotten to take off. I do apologise. It's all right. It's fine. They were bought from when we were part of the other company, but so I'm allowed. But yeah, these are obviously your kind of traditional pearls that you'd get. Now, obviously, these are not a traditional shape pearl, but nevertheless, it's just because the nucleus inside that mollusk and the oyster has been specifically set to form this lovely flat disc shape. It gives us a whole other surface luster, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And these at the moment in the fashion industry and in the jewellery houses, this is what they're looking for. So they don't want perfect rounds anymore.
No,
Last year was all perfect rounds. This year is Biwa Keshi, these coin, anything that's got an irregular surface area or an irregular shape around it, and these just fit the bill. So if you're looking for that kind of jewellery, I mean, that as a bracelet, just a simple bracelet, maybe on a stretchy elastic, you know, if you want to pop a clasp on there, just really beautiful. I think, you know, for a bride or of bridesmaid gifts, that would be
it's quite an effect, that actually, isn't it? So, you know, they're 12 mil in diameter. I was just thinking then, when you were saying about irregular shapes, I logged onto Facebook yesterday and I was like, what is this? Something about squiggly eyebrows and squiggly lipstick. So the latest trend now is that you have squiggly eyebrows and squiggly lipstick. Good luck to you for carrying that off, is all I can say. If it's on the catwalk and if it's like a high editorial fashion, fair enough. But it does look a little odd. I'm not... We've all just tried growing our eyebrows back for, you know, the last 2 years, for goodness sake, after over-plucking since we were kids. And now we're being told, you know, shave them in a squiggly shape. No! No! Ben just went, I like a big brow. That's nice, Ben. Thanks, love. $8.95. I think that's amazing value.
How many pairs of earrings could you get from that? You know, and you wouldn't even charge $8.95 for one pair. You know, that's a really long strand.
29.
So that's 14 pairs of earrings.
14 pairs of earrings, isn't it?
So even if you were to put them on a sterling silver head pin, you'd be £15 per pair. So I know you've got to buy your head pins and your earring finders, but we do lots of like great, amazing deals on those as well.
Absolutely. I imagine many of us have got those in our stash kit because we do, as soon as they come on screen, if it's in solid sterling silver, we've grabbed them.
Yeah, you've got the silver plated ones and you'll get started.
You have,
like little kit there. So you could, if your first piece of jewellery that you've ever made is a pearl piece of jewellery, you know, that's, you're making heirloom pieces of jewellery when you're using pearls.
Oh, definitely.
Because they stand the test of time. They have done for centuries. centuries.
Really do. I mean, it's my favourite gemstone in the world, so I am biased when I talk about them. But I just think to get that massive surface area to shine and radiate it's because of their natural nacre, their natural pearlescence. £8.95 on your screen, brand new for you tonight here at Jewellery Maker for you to be able to get involved and for you able to check out as well and confirm. £8.95 on your screen, multi-buying going on, which is lovely, and of course under £3 for the postage and packaging for the entire day, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now at £8.95, what's really important, okay, is that you've spent the minimum spend of £4.95. Now, as Fleur was just saying, if you're brand new to us, you've never bought before, and you're going, okay, I love those pearls, they really, but what can I do with them? Ha. Well, if you're brand new to us, you are going to get your brand new starter pack. Now, in this starter pack is everything you need, as Fleur was just saying, to make those pairs of earrings if you wanted to, or bracelets or necklaces. There's project cards, there's a DVD in there on how to get started, there's pliers in there as well, of course, 3 sets of pliers. There are project cards and how to sort of get started, sort of instruction manual, and everything that you would need to make the projects that are actually in this starter pack. You're going to get that for free. For free, if you're brand new and you're joining us and you're going, okay, I'm listening, I like to get started with this, but once I've bought that strand, what do I do with it? That pack is going to be your hero, I promise you, it really, really is. £8.95 on the screen, make sure that you're checking out. Well done, really lovely to see you tonight. Now, Fire Opal on the Late Show tonight brings us some gorgeous oranges, peaches, honeys, they are incredibly vivid, aren't they? Now, chips and nuggets have been a massive staple for us here at Jewellery Maker for a very long time, and the wonderful thing about it is that there are loads of ways in which you can incorporate these into your beautiful piece of jewellery, even creating pieces of jewellery just solely from these strands. Look at this, it's a double length strand. Almost, look at those, and again we've graduated all those colours for you. Look at how our team has threaded it onto the temporary strand, and they've already set it in those colour blocks. It's impressive, isn't it?
It is. It's ombre for you.
All done. What's your favourite tone on this? It's so difficult to choose. The orange. Yeah. It is impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, the orange is just amazing.
It really is quite outstanding. There's some amazing reds and burnt oranges coming through here. So you've got a double length strand. What does that mean? Well, normally our strand lengths, I would say on average, you're looking at around about 37 to 38 centimetres in length. This is double the length. Now that means you are getting a whole host of gemstones for your money. A whole host of gemstones. I think that you're going to enjoy this star buy. It's not yet. No, it's not yet. No, don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. No. I think you're going to enjoy that star buy. No, it's gorgeous. No. Yeah, of course we can, my lovely. Now, okay. We've got the fabulous first kit coming up with Fleur in, about just over 15 minutes' time. Looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to that. Have a look at this. We've got 3 in the pack. Eiffel Tower charms. You been to Paris, Fleur?
I have. I did the Paris Marathon.
Did you?
Yes.
When was that?
4 years ago.
Wow.
Yes. Slipped on an orange.
Oh, love.
At the first mile.
Oh,
broke my ankle and managed to get to 13 miles, but my husband completed. And I bought...
Hang on, just hang on a minute now. Okay, so if you were to have this charm on a bracelet, this charm is going to represent 4 years ago running the Paris Marathon, slipping on an orange in mile 1, breaking your ankle.
Yeah. Yeah, and getting to mile 13.
On a broken ankle?
It was only cracked.
You're my new hero.
It was only cracked.
Hairline fracture?
Yeah, it was only, it was fine. It was at the bottom of the Champs-Elysees. And running is that's a very loose term. It was sort of like a bit of a fast walk. Yeah, so I slipped. But I bought a charm from the charm shop.
Yes, yes.
And it was £27.95 for one charm.
And Kerry went to Disney. It was Disney, wasn't it, darling? You went to Paris and then you went to Disneyland Paris, didn't you? So our director, Kerry, went to Disneyland Paris. She went to Pandora. And what did you pay, sweetheart? About €40. €40. And a Tiffany one for 160. What can I say? Look, I understand when you want, because when I went to New York, my other half, we went to Tiffany, and to commemorate the fact that we've been to New York as a family, my other half, because I was, I always have been obsessed with charms, bought me a Tiffany heart charm. It was $100, and then I had to pay an extra $35 for a bolt ring clasp. Yeah. So, but if you want that little blue box, if you want that blue box and you want the experience and you want that, I understand it, I get it. But if you're making a charm to commemorate your 4 years over in Paris, or for example, my friends Lynn and Rod, who got engaged at the top of the Eiffel Tower 8 years ago now, if you want to commemorate moments like that, you don't have to break the bank to do it. 3 solid sterling silver Eiffel Tower charms, I should say, $7.95. Now, hopefully, people who are selling on their beautiful charm bracelets, they're not going to be charging that sort of reflective price, so they're going to be charging more for that.
Yeah, definitely. Because I always say at Jewellery Maker, what you buy it for doesn't dictate what you can sell it for.
No, absolutely not. This has got the most gorgeous tone to it. It really has. Look at this. Now, when you're looking for tanzanite and you're looking for tanzanite that has got great colour, this kind of fits the bill, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Beautiful. It does. Absolutely gorgeous. You're looking at a 21 centimetre strand, 2 to 5 millimetres on the graduation of these perfect rounds. Very, very last of stock on this one, and we're going to drop that price. $33.95 on your screen. Going to drop the price for you, so 800 644 655. And of course, make sure that you are checking out. We've got the most fabulous first kit coming up for you in the next sort of 15 minutes or so with Fleur. We're going to be seeing her amazing skill working with bare copper sheets, and of course some amazing Swarovskis as well. Just make sure you're tuning in for that. $19.95 for your tanzanites. Now, I think if you're selling tanzanite in a piece of jewellery, please spend the extra 25 pence and get the certificate of authenticity, so that your customers, so that people that you are commissioning pieces of jewellery for, they know that you're working with the real deal, the absolute real deal. There are a lot of our guest designers that I know who own tanzanite strands and have never broken into them. But are you one of these?
Yes, I think I am. I think I've got quite a few tanzanite strands that I keep for like commissions, but then I don't show the people that I'm making jewellery, because I don't actually want to kit into them, because they are just so beautiful.
They are gorgeous, aren't they? We do have some really beautiful colours coming through. $19.95 on your screen, 36 carats of graduated beautiful rondelles, 2 to 5 millimetres on the graduation and 21 centimetres. Absolutely genuine, and that's what's so gorgeous about it. Very, very last of stock on that one. Make sure you're holding the lines and checking out. Fire opals coming up next for you. Cannot wait. But before we get there, it's a full-on 3D moment. This is a 360 rose quartz rose. Now, if you're thinking, well, what do you mean by that? Well, normally we get a flower maybe with sort of a carving facing the front, of course, and then maybe, nothing, or maybe sort of a flat surface on the reverse. But they are full-on gorgeous roses. £8.95, very, very last stock. It's one of those moments where it's on and it's gone. And I'm sure you can appreciate if it's closed higher, and it absolutely should. You've got 220 carats of natural, unenhanced rose quartz. They've been hand carved into beautiful rose quartz roses. Very, very pretty, very feminine, and really workable. You're going to have an amazing size drill hole for these as well.
Yeah, definitely. Stretchy bracelets with a little jump ring in between.
Gorge.
Like $1 million.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure that you're checking out on those. Listen, we've got our first, well, I say our first, it is the longest strand of fire opal that I will have brought you in nearly a whole 12 months of being back with you here at Jewellery Maker. So let's bring you all these gorgeous, look at these. Double length strand of fire opal. Oh, cannot wait, and it's all yours at a star by price. Okay, now this is, it's quite something, I think, to have. I'm just going to make sure that the graduation is symmetrical, and when I'm holding this again, let me just hold that there. So have a look at this. You can see the parallel graduation of colour. Starting off in the centre with those robust scarlets, moving to the burnt oranges, out to the honey colours and the champagnes, back into the burnt orange, back into those scarlets, and all the way around again. The graduation on the strand is beautifully, beautifully parallel. Now, the opal that you see here is natural, it's unenhanced, and it comes from an area in Mexico, Jalisco, which is about 78 kilometres away from Mexico City. But in that area, millions of years ago, it was one of the most active volcanic areas across the world, all of course depleted now and all extinct. But this is opal that is being created through volcanic activity. It's hydrophane. And that means that you are, look at those colours. I mean, it literally looks like the colours that would have flown in the lava from those volcanoes, doesn't it?
It does.
Literally flowing. I mean, I can only imagine, I don't know about you, but for those of you who believe in your crystal healing, the energy that an opal like this could possibly bring because of all of that amazing colour and that history of it. I just wanted to show you a piece that I was saying to you earlier about how, if you go to our YouTube channel, if you go to Facebook, if you go to our amazing team, of course, over the phone lines, you can ask them about where you can find ideas for making jewellery with your chips and nuggets. Well, beautiful Fleur yesterday had put this together, and have a look at this necklace.
That's using 2 double strands, so that's quite a big look.
Yeah.
So it's just using 2 double strands.
So multi-buy, so if you're buying 2 of the fire opal strands, you could recreate this look.
It. And I did the demo yesterday as well on how to make it.
So that will be on YouTube, won't it? Which show was that, darling?
Yesterday morning.
Yes, so yesterday morning's show, Fleur demoed how to make this necklace. Now, what I'm going to do very, 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 very quickly... Oh, it's on a magnetic.
Oh, I don't think it is. I think it's...
What have I done then?
No, it's... I think I just put a jump ring.
Oh, you have? Yeah, sorry. So I was thinking that was magnetic glass then. I was going to start pulling it apart and all that shit. No. So you've got a jump ring here. Okay, so I'll just take it up to the neckline. I just wanted to show you what that would look like. Hang on, let me just get there. There we go. I love it.
I mean, with the fire opal, that you could sort of like keep those colourways. Yeah. So you could start with those sort of like honey tones and come down to the oranges and down to the reds.
Gorgeous
that would
idea.
Be absolutely, and it's just a simple chain stitch of crochet on beading thread.
Okay.
That's all it is. So if you get your beading thread from you know, if you've got some in your stash, or you've got some if it's your first time with the pack, you've got everything there. All you need is just a crochet hook, and it's so simple to create.
It looks so impressive. So impressive. How long did it take you to do?
About 2 or 3 hours. The longest part is restranding the chips back onto the... that's the longest part. The crochet is not very long at all.
Okay, cool. £17.95 for the most beautiful, organic, natural 110 carats of fire opal. Really, I mean, not just, obviously, the colours are going to look amazing for autumn. Of course they are. It's those autumnal colours. You know, somebody sent me a photograph on the 1st of September saying, hello, September. And it literally was a path, I think, in a park, maybe in New York or somewhere. It was, you know, sort of tree-lined. All the colours of the trees had changed to the colours here, with a couple of benches lining the pathway and then scattered leaves. It was beautiful. It's what you conjure in your mind when you think of autumn, and those colours absolutely do work. £17.95 on your screen. Now, you are loving this strand. Thank you so much for getting involved, and thank you so much for checking out. Again, beautiful, 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 all organic, natural, gorgeous colours. Go to our YouTube channel, go to our Facebook page. If you cannot find tutorials on what to do with your beautiful chips and nugget strands, then just literally pop a message onto our Facebook page, and one of our amazing team or one of our amazing community members from Facebook, I think we've got over 67,000 now, will hop on, or even one of our guest designers will see your plight and go, oh, I'll show you where you need to go, or I can tell you what you need to do. It's really, really easy. So don't be sort of sat at home going, oh, well, where will I find that information? Because if you just go to Facebook page, our Facebook page, Jewellery Maker's Facebook page, somebody will swoop in and help you. Not a problem at all. They're an amazing bunch on there. £17.95 on your screen if you want to get hold of those gorgeous opals.
That's the only shape of gemstone that we do that has its own DVDs and workshops as well.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
So we don't do DVDs on rounds or rondelles, but Chips and Nuggets has its own little family of DVDs and workshops.
Have a look for those, actually. Have a look. You know, you'll see Mark there working with the memory wire bracelets. You can even thread them back onto jewellery elastic and sort of create a sort of big cuff elasticated bracelet. There's so many different ways that you can work with your chips and nuggets. Really, really is. And luckily, we have lots of different mediums where you'll be able to work with these. Really lovely to have your company tonight. Now, listen, we have got the most gorgeous kit coming up with Fleur, where we get to really appreciate her amazing skill and talent with, of course, bare copper sheets. And I say bare copper sheets, you know what I mean. But also, the Seraphinite is coming away now. These beautiful cabochons that I adore and haven't seen in ages, coming your way at 7:30 with a brand new low price point. Don't go anywhere. I'll show you these on the other side of this short break, but we're up with Fleur with kit number 1 next.
Jewellery Maker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting. But being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
Did you know, no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged one fee of postage and packaging. Select our standard delivery for just £2.95, or if you'd like to receive your goods sooner, upgrade to our premium option for £4.95. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share. Did you know that when you book a Jewellery Maker workshop, you're given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre.
It's easy to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 65,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker. You can watch our Jewellery Maker show every day on our website by clicking the Watch and Buy Online link in the top right-hand corner of our homepage.
The Jewellery Maker phone is free from a UK landline, so call us today to place your order.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gorgeous to see you tonight. Fleur, you have worked just magic here. I'm absolutely in love with what you've done. So obviously the whole day, things around art, and specifically for us this evening, Fleur has kind of come, you know, a little bit of the Andy Warhol coming through tonight in Fleur's work, which I love. I do think your work with the bare copper sheets, I mean, ever since I saw your Marilyn, I have obsessed over it anyway. obsessed, and I'm obsessed with Marilyn, full stop. Marilyn and Dame Elizabeth Taylor is in, it sounds really posh when I say the dressing room at home. It's not like a Sarah Jessica Parker in Sex and the City sort of thing. It's a very small, but you know, but it's my space where I get to keep all my shoes. So there's lots of Marilyn hanging up on the wall, and ever since then I've been quite obsessed with Fleur's work. I love what you've done. I love the kind of almost Rolling Stones-esque throwback to it. I love that. I love the fabulous Abbey Road.
I put into a search engine pop art.
Yeah.
And lots of the little speech bubbles came up, and lots of the, and I thought, that's not going to equate across to jewellery as well. And then I just went down a few of the rows, and this image was there, and I just said to my husband, do you think the Beatles would be okay? He was like, oh yeah, if you would have asked me what it would pop art, and like you said, Andy Warhol inspired, you know, kind of esque. And if my children hadn't have written on all of the cardboard in my house, I would have done a different colour behind every single one. But as it is, I thought for Yellow Submarine, that kind of thing, we go with yellow.
No, absolutely, it is. It does look fab. It really, really does. You know, if you're thinking about, and as a presentation, I think for, you know, for example, my other half is, and always has been, we've got every vinyl, we've got, and we're talking vintage vinyl, we're not talking, you know, remastered vinyls, we're talking originals that he has sought out for the Beatles. We are talking their anthologies, we're talking every guitar tab book and piano book under the sun. One of the reasons that we got together is because we were both working, and we were in a big rented mansion, and we were both working together with another team, and he got the guitar out one night and was playing the Beatles anthology, and I just joined in on the piano, and that was it, marriage made in heaven right there. But so when I see something like this, I think for so many people it's such an iconic image.
It is,
You think about all of the people that have copied that since.
It's lots of the boy bands sort of like redid that kind of look. It is like, I think, for every sort of like band, like you say, the Rolling Stones is the Lips and things like that. The Beatles is as soon as you see it, you don't. I mean, that's just an outline cut out. You don't even have to have any sort of like inclination of what it is. You don't have to say it's the Beatles.
No, you just know
that it is the Beatles.
Totally, absolutely love it. Now I know you're going to be demoing the earrings, because you were saying that you were going to be basically showing us how we can create this look I love them. It almost looks like sand dunes and the sea. I just adore them. Really beautiful. Love that. So you're going to show us how to do these with no special tools whatsoever.
No, I was quite aware that obviously to create something like the Beatles and all the Marilyn, you need things like saws and bench pegs and things like that. And I'm very lucky, I've got a workshop full of these tools, so it's very easy for me to be able to create these things. But I thought, well, it's not actually sort of like accessible to everybody. So what can I make that doesn't take a lot of sort of like skill or knowledge to make, and not a lot of tools to make? And so I decided that I would make these kind of earrings.
Really exciting.
They are, I mean, these are quite large statement earrings, so you can scale them down. You can make it bigger for a pendant. You could keep it together as a square. There's lots of things that you can do with geometric shapes that you can cut out straight lines. Obviously, when you start to think about things like the lips that are there on, that mouth bracelet, that would be very, very difficult to cut out with shears or scissors, because obviously you've got curves and you've got like inner piece that needs to be cut out as well. So that is very, very difficult to actually cut out with shears and scissors. So I was very keen to actually show that you can do it with what you have in your house, with very few specialist tools.
Well, I'm massively looking forward to the demo. And I'm just going to spin this around, because in a minute I'm going to show you the kit, and you're going to go, oh, right, well, so basically, have a look at that beautiful bracelet. The sparkle there is gorgeous, because there is a lot of Swarovski in this gorgeous kit, as well as the bare copper sheet. Now, this is just something to mention.
Yes.
The pendant that we've got here, just explain kind of what it is that you've done with this one, because this is something that we're going to be looking at in the future, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So I brought this in today. It's made out of the kit as well, but all the little bits of sterling silver, head pins and sort of like jump rings or little tiny bits of sterling silver wire that you have left over, that we always say, pop it in a pot, and take it to be melted down. Never waste it. This is actually melting that silver onto your copper. Now, I have witnesses. Ray is a witness. I asked in the office if I can show this process in a future show, and they said yes, I can, because obviously it uses the torch to be able to melt the two together. So this is something that we're going to do in the future, very, very really quickly, exciting. Soon in the future actually, and it's just melting or fusing together. If it was silver on silver, it's called reticulation, but this is just fusing silver and copper together. So all those little bits that you've been saving up for a long time, you can now actually melt them onto your copper and create something like this.
Well, we're looking forward to that. Listen, let me go through the kit with you before, of course, there's so many of you already involved, which is great. So you are getting your sheet of bare copper, and it is a really, I love the texture that's already on it. I really, really do. Look at that beautiful sheen that you're getting. So you are getting your bare copper sheet, which is 6 by 6 inches, and it's 0.5 millimeters of thickness. Okay, just showing you that there. We're then getting 4 different colorways of your beautiful Swarovskis, your bicones. Now, they are all packs of 48. They're all 4 millimeters. You're getting the ruby color, you're getting the silk, you're getting the sapphire color, and the black diamond color within the actual kit itself. So you're getting the bare copper sheet and 4 packs of 48. And I have to say that the sapphire colour is gorgeous, so is the silk, so is the ruby, and the black diamond colour is absolutely spectacularly sparkly. Spectacularly sparkly.
And I have my confession is that I didn't see the blue and the silk in the bag.
Oh,
so I made everything, and I was like, oh, I've got the Swarovski, so I did the Swarovski bracelet, and then I didn't realise that it had another, until I looked in my second sample for today.
Oh no,
and there was
realised.
So I'm ever so sorry that I haven't used those, but they're like an added bonus.
No, all good, sweetheart. But I mean, it's a lot of Swarovski,
there is a lot of beautiful colours.
They are
and
beautiful
real pop art colours as well.
Yeah, really, really bright, which is really exciting to see, especially the ruby and the sapphire colours. They are very, very vivid. I'm going to just spin this round so you can see.
And that's just a simple ladder weave.
Yeah.
I think actually that was demoed this morning. I think Angela demoed the ladder weave this morning.
Oh, fab. There we go. Angela was in this morning, and Flo is saying that she demoed the ladder weave this morning. So you've got your copper sheet, your 4 packs of course, 48 for those really beautiful bicones. And I'm sure, I'm absolutely positive that if you wanted to kind of take that next step and work with the bare copper sheet in the way that Fleur has with the sort of the Beatles sort of imagery, that iconic sort of foursome walking across the Abbey Road there, I'm sure if you get in touch with Fleur on her Facebook page, she can point you in the right direction.
There is a DVD, there's 2 DVDs out as well that I've done, and one is actually cutting out with a saw, and it's called Magical and Mystical. So it's the copper sheets DVD.
Okay, fab. In that case then, we'll double check if that is on our website for you, and if it is, we'll bring the we'll bring in the graphics for that at the bottom of the screen for you. So all of that for you tonight. What sort of price point are you looking at? Because I know that once you've seen these earrings, I think that you're going to go to yourself, do you know what, then in fact, let's just go for it, because just the earrings alone, just for the one pairing of earrings alone, I reckon that you will be easily able to get all of that back just from selling the one pair of earrings. They are beautiful. So, 0800 644 655, JewelleryMaker.com, of course, and make sure that you're checking out, because when we bring you, again, think about the fact that you're getting 6 by 6 inches of a 0.5 millimeter deep. I say deep, but you can see there the actually all of that there. Just if I'm just showing it down camera 2, you can see. So that's 0.5 of a millimetre, okay? 0.5 of a millimetre. So all of that, including your Swarovskis, price going to kick in at $24.95 for you tonight. You think about the cost of copper at the minute.
Yeah. And as well, not only the cost of copper, but the workability of the size that you have to buy.
Okay.
Before Jewellery Maker started doing the copper sheets like this, I used to have to go to roofers, merchants and places like that that would sell me what they would class as an offcut of copper, which an offcut of copper can be 2 foot wide, or 2 foot by 2 foot, which means I had to give it to my husband to sort of like hack it into sort of like sizes that I could use. And then obviously that had raw edges on either side. With our sheets, we've actually got 4 edges that we don't have to do anything with, because it's all been milled beautifully and finished off beautifully. So when we're doing things like the triangles in a second, we're only having to finish 1 edge off because we've got 2 edges that are absolutely perfect there.
We've just finished decorating a downstairs bathroom, or downstairs loo, I should say, cloakroom, whatever you want to call it. But I was looking for a copper splashback in, and wow. On prices.
A lot of money. A lot of money.
Wow, on prices. We ended up just getting a copper-coloured tile in the end, because it just didn't make sense to spend that. To be honest with you, the copper splashback was going to cost more than it had cost us to paint and decorate the entire downstairs loo. What is a splashback? It's the bit that goes behind the sink, so that when you wash your hands in the downstairs loo, so it goes behind the sink, so the water doesn't hit the wall. Is that much better than the splashback that you were imagining? Okay. Oh, Karen, what is a splashback? What? Pardon? Well, I meant the splashback behind the sink. Oh, dear me. Moving on. Thanks for that one, Kerry. £24.95 on your screen. Over to you, my darling. Over to you. Let's go through. So I'm going to pop these over here so that we can reference these whenever you need to, darling.
So if I just go through the tools that I'm going to use. So I've got a permanent marker that I can actually draw onto the copper sheet. If you haven't got a permanent marker, something like a pencil, or even something like a nail that you can scratch the line. So you just need to be able to mark onto here where you're going to actually cut. Now usually I would put a piece of paper over this and just map out all my designs, but in this case it's quite easy just because we're just going to use the corner. I've also got a emery board, so a nail file, basically, just a really cheap and cheerful nail file, which has got 2 different grits of, if you like, sandpaper onto there. So it saves buying things like the different grades of sandpaper that you've got here. I've got the scissors that we have for the leather that we sell on the website. So you've had these before. Now this will only cut through the 0.5, because the 0.5 is, although the 0.6 is only 0.1 of a millimetre thicker, it is a lot denser, so it won't actually cut through as cleanly. You can use things like your French shears, that if you've got these in the stamping kit, that kind of thing. I am going to use a metal block and a rubber block here. The rubber block is just because this desk is very bouncy. If you haven't got a metal block, something like a chopping board is absolutely fine. And then I've got a hammer here. Now this is a jeweller's hammer, it's a riveting one, but to be fair, anything that will make a mark, so any old DIY hammer is absolutely fine to make. It's just to create a little bit of an effect onto the bottom.
Okay, lovely.
So that's what I've actually got to use. The other things that you can sort of like use safety-wise, if you've got a pair of gardening gloves that you no longer need, if you're frightened of cutting your fingers when you're cutting with the copper, pop these on, and these I mean, these are actual finger guards that you can buy from jewellers merchants, but they are basically a glove. A gardener's glove. So when you're dealing with because I mean, sometimes you can get really sharp edges when you've cut. So if you want to be able to hold it and not cut into your hand as much, you know, then these are a great way. If it's your first time, if you have got a pair of these, they're very easy. So we're going to cut 2 triangles. Now I've already cut one here. So what we're going to do is basically, if you look at your copper sheet, now if you ignore this top section here where I've actually cut away already, if you look here, for me to cut a triangle, all I need to do is just to draw a line with a ruler and a pen, and just draw a line across one of the corners there. So all I'm going to do is draw my line across. I've now got an earring. Now because this is a square, each corner is going to be exactly the same. So when you cut your first triangle out, you can just pop it on and use your second triangle as your sort of like template. You can sort of use things like, if you've got a plastic template that you want to use, you can use that, or you can just draw it by eye. Now, usually we'd be there with our saws and our bench blocks and everything else. This is how easy this cuts. So I've got my very sort of heavy duty scissors here, and all I'm doing is cutting across. Now if you can see, I'm not actually cutting with the end of the scissors. No, you're cutting with the end will actually mar the metal as it goes along. It takes a lot more filing to get all the sections out. Okay, my lovely. So you can see there how that's cut through. And now what I'm going to do is, do you want to just have a quick cut, just so you can see, just so people don't think that I'm sort of like super strong and it's deady. It is that easy. Let's have a go, actually. So if you just cut a section. Okay, I'll just do this little bit here, is that all right? Yeah, that's no problem. So you can see it is very, very simple, and that's just using a pair.
Do you know what? I thought it would go through me, but it hasn't. That's okay.
Is that okay? So if I put you on the spot.
I was thinking, no.
But it is that easy with scissors. Like I say, the 0.6 is a little bit more difficult, but the 0.5 is absolutely fine. Now, as you can see, because we've actually cut it, it's just gotten a little bit curly on the ends here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop it onto there. Now you can with your fingers just flatten it back out. If you've got something like a nylon hammer, you can just give it a little tap just to straighten it back out. But again, you know, that could be a really heavy book that you could you know, hit it with, or something like if you've got a house brick around, something like that, it doesn't matter. Now we're going to actually texture these before we file them down, and the reason why we're going to texture them before we file them down is because the texture will actually mark the edges. So if I file first and then texture, I could actually find myself having to do a little bit more filing to get rid of the marks that are already on there. So we want to make this as quick as possible. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to make sure that they're both the same size. Yep, they are. And what I'm going to do, if you can see on the earrings, I've got a direct line straight across both earrings, so they match up. And I know earrings are at either side of your head, but you still want them to match up. They still have to be as matched as you possibly can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put both of them together, and I've just got a little bit of electrical tape here, and I'm just going to tape them down onto my block together. So now I know that this line here will match on both earrings. Does that make sense? Yeah, absolutely. So all I'm going to do, and you don't need to hit this very hard at all, just to sort of texture it. And all I'm going to do now is just start. Oh, sorry, it's a bit noisy.
No, it's all good. It's not like that we've got to sort of use a NutriBullet or something that literally sounds as if the whole of the buildings are closing down when they're demonstrating those.
So I'm just going through, and I'm just... So I've just textured to that line. So when I take this off, I've then got
nice
a clean line across where they both match together. So you can see there that I could have gone a little bit higher if I wanted. Each pair of earrings are going to be completely different because they're not exactly the same. So from here now, I can now go on to my filing. So when I'm going to file, as you can see on the earrings, I've just rounded the edges off. So
on these ones.
Yeah, so all I did for that was just get my scissors, and I just literally went around. And these are the only bits of the copper that you have to be really careful that they don't fall on the floor if you've got children and animals, or yourself, because they can get stuck in your fingers, in your feet. So I'm just going to go around, and I'm literally, again, using the back part of the jaws of the scissors, and I'm moving the copper, not the scissors. And I'm just slowly cutting around to just round those edges off.
Lovely.
And again, I'm just turning it over, so you can see now how I've got a nice rounded edge there rather than a sharp point, because obviously you don't want this, you know, these sharp points in your ears.
I was going to say, and it is obviously just that little bit that I've cut there. You can see, if I just show that on that, just here, you can see that's got actually quite a sharp edge now, so that's definitely something that you'd want to make sure didn't fall on the floor.
That's it. And also as well, it's going to take a lot of filing to get rid of all that sharpness. So I've just gone through and I've just cut these. So these little bits. Now with these as well, don't brush them off your mat. Pick them up, because if you brush them, they will get stuck in your fingers, and we don't want that.
No, we don't.
So the best way to do it is just to pick them up and just move them across.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll just move that out of the way.
Good tips.
So what I'm going to do now is I've got my emery board, which, like we say, is the equivalent of two different kinds of sandpaper. I couldn't remember the word then. So all I'm going to do now, if you think of filing your nails, it's exactly the same when you're filing your copper. If you go like this across the surface, all you're going to do is agitate the surface of the copper, because copper is formed a little bit like this, okay? So it's in layers, and each layer overlaps. So what we want to do is we want to come down one way to start with. So I'm actually, these sides here are the two sides that came off the corner.
So they've
there is only this side that actually needs. So I'm just going to go all the way down. And now I'm going to turn my work over, and again, all the way down. So I've gone down both sides. Now what I've actually created by going down both sides, I've actually created like a knife edge here, because I've chamfered both sides in. So what I need to do now is go along to take off that sharp edge. Now you can feel there now, if you want to feel that there. You can feel that that's been taken off straight away, and it's a wearable piece straight away.
So easy as well, and with a nail file.
That's it, with a nail file. I mean, if not, you've got to go through like things like wire wall,
or like you're saying, the different grades.
Your different grades. And then what I can do is exactly the same with my other piece on my other side. Now, I don't suggest you use these for your nails afterwards, because they do get a little bit marked up. But again, you're going to go through all the way around.
It's such an inexpensive way of being able to work with the bare copper sheet.
That's it, yeah. And if you think, you know, that's just cutting a pair of earrings, you can cut a bangle exactly the same. Now, what I would say with a bangle is when you've marked out your bangle, if I just get the piece of metal back,
please do.
If you want to cut a longer line, the best thing to do is to mark your line on one side. So mark your line for your bangle, say, across here, turn it over and measure exactly the same, because you'll get to a point halfway through where you can't actually cut any more. So then what you need to do is be able to turn it over and know that the line is still there again. So you're not thinking, do you know when you cut wrapping paper, you think, I can cut that, that's okay. That won't go wrong, and it starts to go. And once it starts, and then you try and take a little bit off and a little bit off, and your inch-wide bangle ends up like a centimetre, or very, very wobbly. So
on the
mark
wonk,
on both, that's
as
it,
we'd say.
So just cut on both sides, just mark on both sides where you want to cut. Now, if you are cutting something like a very straight line, it is easier to score the line in the metal, because the blade of your scissors will stay in the score line.
Good tip.
So all you need for that is just a nail or something like that, something that you can scratch along, or is it a pair of compasses? You know, the children's where you draw circles, something like that. Just to actually score the line is easier, because this is only a thin piece of metal, and it will go. Your blade will sort of like follow the line a lot easier.
Right.
So we've got to the point now where we've got something that's resembling a pair of earrings. Now I've not filed this one down yet, but you can see there that you've got a matching pair of earrings. So now we need to pop the hole in the top. Now, we do have things like drills and sort of like multi-tools where you can, and hand drills. We also have these sort of like
little
vices where we're going to actually pierce the hole through. If you haven't got one of these, if you get a nail and hammer it through, you will create a hole. So that doesn't matter. The other thing that you can do, if you haven't got any of that and you're not quite sure, if you bend it over with a round nose pliers, which, sorry, 2 seconds.
Sorry, my darling, no, all good.
It will be a slight different shape to a triangle, but again, it will be something that you can then sort of use. If I just take the top bit there and just bend that over into a bail, you can see there now how you can, you could thread that onto, sorry, I can't see, there you go. You could thread that through onto onto a beading thread, or you could pop a jump ring through there to attach the earring. So the hole that, punching a hole in there isn't the be all and end all if you don't want to. You can simply just, and it's very, very simple to use. I mean, the heat of your hands with this 0.5 will start to relax those platelets enough for you to bend it over into quite a tight curl.
Lovely.
But if you have got one of these are very, very simple to use. You literally pop that into your little area, and I'll just have to lift it up, sorry, just so I can see, and just sort of like pop that metal into there, so you can see now the metal's actually in, and all I'm going to do is carry on twisting. Now this isn't central, but you get the idea. You would spend a little bit of time just making sure that's central. Twist that down, and there you have your perfect hole in there. Now I've just got a little bit of a dent there, so all I would do is, again, just pop it back onto my bench block with my nylon hammer, or something like a little bit heavier. Just tap it down, tap it flat, and there you've got your earring then ready to patina if you want. And I've patinaed these ones with coffee and liver of sulphur. Okay, I'm really glad you haven't brought the liver of sulphur in. We weren't going to do. Yes, it does smell a little bit. Now, if you are going to patina anything, you do need to make sure that the surface of your copper is completely clean. Okay. So which is where I'm now going to take the smooth side of my emery board, and I'm just going to go over the whole surface again, just to take off any oils that have been on my hand or anything like that. I see what you mean. And you also get a really nice effect as well. So you'll go through all of that. If you have got things like wire wool, that's where you can use your wire wool onto there. And then with the solution, all you need to do is a cup of black coffee, 1 little drop of your liver of sulphur gel, and then what you do is pop it. Isn't it amazing how 1 little drop? That's it. Or you could pop it. You could pop it in a sealed container with a boiled egg. And that does exactly the same. Wow. Because it's sulphur. That's all it is sulphur. Wow. Yeah, take the shell off the egg. Don't leave the shell out, and don't eat the egg afterwards. Oh, God, no. How long do you leave it in for? That you can leave in sort of like 3-4 hours, or just even overnight. You'll see it starting to change colour. Wow. This method, you sort of like dip it in so you can keep, you don't have to clean the top as much. And what you do that to get the ombre, here we go again, ombre. It is a beautiful ombre. All you do is you sort of like dip the very, very end in to start with, and then take it out, pop it into some bicarbonate of soda and water to neutralise that colour. Then pop it back in again, and it'll start to build up the colour until you'll get these, and it's the coffee that gives it the red rather than the black of the liver of sulphur. So you can use things like washing up liquid, you can use ammonia. Ammonia will give you the most vivid blues you can imagine, like a lapis vivid blue. So there's lots of things that you can do, and there's lots of recipes online as well of patinas and natural patinas. But that's how simple copper can be. It doesn't have to be thousands of tools, and it doesn't have to be sort of like something where you're thinking, oh, I don't want to do it because I'm going to ruin it. Household items and food. That's it. Do you know? So if people want to get in touch with you about patina and about the process of using it, creating a patina, they can get in touch with you on Facebook. That's it. JM Guest Designer Fleur Hastings. Fab. That intrigues me. Do you know what I'd love to know? What gives that turquoisey colour to it? The turquoise colour will come through fire. So you can heat patina for the turquoise colours, and also the washing up liquid will give you the blues and the turquoises. Wow. Absolutely fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Listen, sorry, I've been so mesmerised by Fleur's work, and because that is my first sort of, my first show that I've done in 12 months with the beautiful bare sheet copper and kind of working with that, that I haven't shown you what's on your screen. Sorry, beautiful gemstone that would work with the bare, I'm just going to pop the earrings
I mean, just made in heaven, those colours together, aren't they? Absolutely beautiful. Look at that aduralescence as well.
Wow, look at that one.
Yeah, they are amazing, aren't they?
Whoa.
Literally like little mini planets. They're beautiful. 270 carats of natural peach moonstone on your screen at $11.95, 38 centimetres round, 10mm rounds. Now listen, I know that you're waiting for the Seraphinite. We are going to bring it to you. It's a brand new price that you've never, ever had before. So you've never had a chance to own these Seraphinite gorgeous cabochons. Now, before I do bring you those, you were saying earlier that you have a suite of Seraphinite.
I do.
It's a mesmerising stone, isn't it?
It's a beautiful stone, yeah. It was one that really caught my eye as soon as I saw it, and I wanted earrings, necklace and a ring too, because it's just beautiful. I love green anyway, but it's the angel feathers.
Yeah, I mean,
it's mesmerising.
I was really lucky because I launched it for Gemporia, and it just took our breath away. Well, I own a pendant of it, and I was very lucky because it was presented to me, but it was the most amazing. It literally looks like somebody has taken a brush and painted an angel wing on it. And for those of you who know me, you know my obsession with angels and feathers. So this is just the perfect gemstone to bring you. Let me share with you the story about this beautiful gemstone, and let's bring you a price tag that you've never seen before for it. Okay. First and foremost, okay, within this opportunity for you, you're guaranteed a carat weight. So, for example, the recording that you saw there's 2 cabochons. In the set that I've got, there are 3. This is a beautiful gemstone that doesn't take its name from the discoverer, doesn't take its name from the area in which it is found either. This is a gemstone that is found in the Baikal Lakes. Now, if you're sat at home going, pun, where? Baikal. This is an area, so bear in mind, you think about the Uralian Mountains of Siberia, you think about this uninhabited area that has produced things like demantoid garnet before, you think about the Alexandrite, you think about the emeralds, you think about gemstones that come to you from the Uralian Mountains of Siberia. Now, Seraphinite forms in the mountains, runs down the mountains through the streams into freezing conditions. The Baikal Lake and the river is frozen the majority of the year. And what happens is the gemstones over millions of years form, they fall into the bottom of the lake, and that's where they stay, frozen in time until there is a slight thaw. Now, deep below those lakes, of course, you've got segments of that lake which would be totally frozen. And it's a massive lake. It's huge, absolutely humongous. You know, you think about some of the biggest lakes on the planet, this is one of them. You've got, so at certain depths, there will be no flowing water. But then if you think about deep below, there is a certain flow of that river. And what that does is, for the Seraphinite, which is like a deep mossy green colour, what it does is the mica inclusion that forms in it follows the flow of the river. So you can almost see the flow of the river over the surface of the mineral. Now, we've got to remember what, of course, changes a mineral from being a mineral to a beautiful gemstone. And it's whether it's beautiful, whether it's durable, and, of course, whether it is rare. And absolutely, that's what you're getting. Now, when it was discovered, the discoverer of the gemstone decided that these mica inclusions, specifically, let me just give you an amazing example of it, that these mica inclusions look like angel feathers and angel wings, okay? So he decided to call it Seraphinite. Now, what does that mean? This is basically named after a 16th century Italian saint, Seraphim. Now, for those of you who study crystal healings, and for those of you, of course, who study sort of, you know, the divine and the divinity, and of course, and sort of focus on your angels and your spirit guides, you will know who Seraphim is. Seraphim is a 16th century saint When he died, it's said that he went up to heaven and became the leader of an order of angels that had 3 pairs of wings. So seraphims, as we know, seraphims are supposed to be the order of angels that are closest to, and again, this is, it's all down to interpretation, but the story is that they're the highest realm of angels, and they have these 6 amazing wings, and they are, of course, associated with purity, ardour, and loyalty. Now, when you see this, and I love that story, I love everything that goes with why this gemstone is called why it is. But when you think about how it's supposed to connect you to angels, it's supposed to open the crown chakra. Light, of course, is a massive, if you are looking for guidance and you feel kind of, you know, under a bit of a dark cloud, crystal healers believe that this will show you the light. So let's think about that. Then let's think about, and it's a lovely, lovely background story to the discovery of this gemstone, giving it that name. And it is an anomaly. It isn't named after the discoverer, and it's not named after the area that, of course, it's found, although those are all intriguing. Have a look at this. Think about what we're seeing here, and then think about the imagery of angel wings and feathers. I mean, look at how this mica inclusion is so similar to angel wings and feathers. You can see how that mica inclusion creates something really, really beautiful, individual. They are fascinating, aren't they? And the thing is as well, and I don't know if yours do this, Fleur, but you know when you see that angel, sort of that angel wing pattern, the feather pattern, it almost has an iridescence to it, doesn't it? It's like a silvery, ethereal iridescence.
It's almost like you said, like a mother of pearl, sort of like, it's like it moves. It moves with it. It's
definitely.
I just think it's one of the most intriguing gemstones.
I was fascinated by it.
And I bought mine at the launch, so you probably.
Ah, there we go. See, there we are. Good girl. Now you're getting 90 carats guaranteed. I've got 3 large cabochons here. I've got 2 pear shapes and 1 oval. Now you are going to get an assortment of cabochons. You might get 3 ovals, you might get 2 ovals, you might get 1 pear, you might get 1 rectangle and 2 ovals. It's all about what it is, of course, is in the pack, but you are guaranteed 90 carats. Now you are guaranteed a brand new low tonight, and I love, love, love the fact that you are getting I love that you are getting natural unenhanced seraphonite. Please do make sure that you are checking out. You are guaranteed a brand new low tonight. Beautifully wire wrap that, suspend it, put just a simple ribbon cord end on the back of it and wear it like a loose, gorgeous pendant. But please just this is from Angelique, who says, I have these gemstones. They are so unusual and interesting. Great wire wrapped. Ah, there we go. See, thank you, sweetheart. And that's great. I was just saying about that. They are beautiful, aren't they?
They are. And with the bare copper as well. On the DVD, we show how to cabochon set in bare copper.
Oh, gorgeous.
So it's just like a tab setting, but again, you just have that beautiful. You want something that's going to not come over the stone too much.
You want to see that mica formation like that feather in that angel wing, don't you? Yeah. You know, you want, like, for those of you, I mean, loads of you, you know by now my obsession with it. You know, I've got a huge feather tattoo on my wrist. You know, I don't cover it up. It's there. You see it regularly. But when you think about the beautiful gemstone and the individuality and the rarity and the beauty of it, it is beautiful. If you haven't got it, please do yourself a favour and just get it. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. There is something mesmerising about seraphonite, not just its story, not just everything that comes around, but please make sure you know tonight, best ever deal, never been seen before price, $19.95. Without a doubt, if you are working with just one of these, you're not charging that for the finished beautiful design. You're just not, are you?
No. And you know, I wouldn't even buy these with projects in mind. I would buy these to own these, to have an example of this gemstone, because we don't very rarely see it on Jewellery Maker.
I can't even remember the last time I saw cabochons of it.
No, I think we've had a strand of 6mm rounds, but it was about 5 years ago.
Do you know what? As much as I love that idea, it's not that display, is it?
No,
it's not this.
No,
it's not that. Literally, all those beautiful feathers and that micro-inclusion just creating an explosion of iridescence across the surface of those greens.
But I would just buy them just to own them, just to literally have them.
Really gorgeous, really gorgeous. Some of you there. Hi Suzanne, hi Candy, hi Sandra, and Deborah, Suzette and Linda, Colleen and Victoria and Janet and Christine, and Beryl and Michelle and Suzanne and Anonymous Collectors and Ruth. Great, great, great to have your company. Do, you know, like Flo was saying, just own it. I mean, I just think having seraphonite in your collection, do your research, read about it, see what crystal healers say about it, see what it said. You know, it has been written about so much. And you can do your own research and you can make up your own mind about it. And everybody believes different things, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. You know, everybody's entitled to their own beliefs and their own opinions. For me personally, I love the fact that this is so connected to the idea of spirit guides and angels and feathers and angel wings, and that micro-inclusion is such a beautiful aesthetic from it. It really, really is. And Amanda and Angela, nice to see you. Can I just say thank you to everybody on the phone lines for being so patient and holding the lines. It really is a beautiful stone. Again, what did you buy at the launch? What did you have? Did you have a suite?
Yeah, I had a ring, earrings and a pendant, all round, like a round cabochon with just a beautiful bezel
setting. And that's, I have to say, that is the most exciting setting for me to see this gemstone, because it is literally like you're picture framing angel wings and feathers in a beautiful picture. It's a sensational setting for it. It really, really is. Make sure that you're checking out. Hello Gina, hello collectors in Yorkshire, hello Amanda and Ruth and Victoria and Janet and Susan and Michelle. Do make sure you're checking out and confirming as soon as you can. Now, there is a problem with my microphone, so please do bear with us. 60-second quick mic change. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. We are back in a matter of seconds.
Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When you spend with us £4.95, you will get a free welcome pack. That welcome pack will give you pretty much everything you need to get started. From a manual, which will help you to familiarise yourself with all of the items that you're going to be creating and all of the products that you need, including tools and findings and threads. You'll also get a DVD and step-by-step project cards. These cards and the DVD will give you the chance to be able to create a wonderful arrangement of different items of jewellery. Plus, you'll also get a free 3-pack of tools. These will be everything you need to get started. So, getting started with the Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. So why not give it a go today? Jewellery Maker, your one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs.
Thank you for your patience there. Little bit of a problem with the microphone, sorted. And thank you also for getting involved in the seraphonite. Can't wait to get your feedback on that. We were just having a quick mutual love for seraphonite chat during that 1-minute break there where we were changing the mic as well. It's a beautiful stone, isn't it?
It is. It's
beautiful,
unique.
beautiful, beautiful. Speaking of beautiful stones, come and have a look at these incredible gemstone quality pieces. And this is what I mean by high-end strand. This is cracking quality. Concave faceted, beautiful baby pink amethyst coming your way. That's my next star buy for you. Please do make sure you stay in tune for that. It's going to be awesome. Looking forward to it. Lots and lots and lots to squeeze in for you, including a focus on mesmerising moments of turquoise, some really exciting pieces of turquoise. I've got Amazonite for you, I've got Morganite coming your way, Jadeite, Colombian Emerald and Zircon coming your way. Lots still to squeeze in. Yes, I can. Yeah, of course. Kyanite coming your way next. And this is a proper regal celestial blue. That's nice, isn't it?
It's my favourite blue gemstone.
Yeah. Why is that?
Because it's just like the seraphonite, there's beautiful silver shimmers that come through. It's a gemstone within a gemstone, if you like. It's just the most beautiful, again, ethereal gemstone.
It is gorgeous, isn't it? Rooftop of the world, beautiful blues, and it really, really is, you know. If we ever get a chance to do a showcase of kyanite, I'll talk to you about the shear zone and the brittle shear zone, and I'll talk to you all about how, why, if you own kyanite, you get a big thumbs up, quite frankly, because you think about if I could describe the brittle zone to you, I'd need about an hour to do that, or at least 20 minutes to sort of talk you through it, to kind of make everybody understand the difference between the brittle zones and the sheer zones, and why this is an extraordinary strand at £41.95. It's a 7cm strand, it's all natural, it's all enhanced, it is mesmerising to own this gemstone, and Mother Nature has to be at the exact right pressure and temperature to even form this beauty, otherwise it's a totally different gemstone. £26.95 for the reduction on that. Again, should be over 40, all the way down to £26.95 for you tonight. Last of stock on this one as well, but it is, you know, yes, there is some zoning and some banding of colour in this strand, but my goodness, that shows you the uniqueness, it shows you the natural beauty, it shows you the formation of that incredible gem, and there's no dyeing to enhance that colour to make sure that the colour travels through the stone. You're getting such incredible Mother Nature beauties. Now with these drops, again, you know, we've got, just double checking on the graduation here, 4 to 11 millimetres on that graduation, but there's earrings and pendants galore on this, isn't there?
If you went to the Jewellery Quarter in Birmingham and asked for that centre stone, the really blue centre stone, you wouldn't get that for that price. You've got a whole strand of gems that you can actually use with a head pin, pop that through, or just stranded on with some beautiful white pearls in between. Just that really, that's just something blue, isn't it?
Well, let me just hold those there, because I do have a strand of pearls. I mean, we had those beautiful coin pearls earlier, but Fleur was just saying about heavenly blues, and they are, aren't they?
They are, yeah, they are.
They are a marriage made in heaven, those striking colours. Absolutely sensational. But Fleur is absolutely right. You know, when you're trying to buy a single kyanite, you will be very, very lucky to find one over £1 for a start, anywhere near the price that's on your screen. It's gorgeous. Let's do the pearls straight away, shall we? Oops, hang on. There we go. Have a look at these. These are fab. Now again, a little bit more closer to your traditional pearls. In your latest pearl knotting course that we had, what was it, 24th of August, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Were you working with traditional pearls like this?
Yes, we are. We work with these kind of pearls. We create necklaces and bracelets with these kind of pearls. For me, this kind of size just screams to be a necklace.
Yeah.
Just a simple, classic, knotted necklace. And we put little connectors in there sometimes as well, little sterling silver. But yeah, you can knot any pearl, but this is your most traditional pearl that you can sort of like you'd see in a knotted piece.
Yeah. I mean, I think when we're looking at quality like this, if you were to multi-buy, buy 2 of these, that is a rope length style when knotted, waiting to happen, isn't it?
And I always say, if you are wanting to making suites of pearl jewellery, you do need to buy the 2 of the same strand, because a white pearl and a white pearl is not exactly the same. A bit like a black t-shirt and a black t-shirt.
Well, it's a little bit like, you know, when you buy wallpaper and they've got batch numbers, isn't it? So it's a little bit like when, so for example, let me explain what I mean by that, right? For this strand, so you can see here, so this strand that you would have, all of the pearls in this opportunity, so all the strands that we have will have been chosen from the same colour pearl bin. What does that mean? It means that when we go to auction and when we're buying our pearls before they're stranded, we will go, right, we want all our pearls from that bin. They will have all have been colour matched as best as they possibly can, size matched. Now, if you wait until maybe 3 or 4 weeks and go, do you know what, I want another strand, that might have come, it won't have necessarily the same code, which means it's come from a different bin, different tone. So again, absolutely right what Fleur is saying then about putting this, if you are multi-buying, doing that today.
Yeah.
£27.95 with a £10 reduction tonight for you. Yes, that's what we love. That's what we love. 0800 644 655. Beautiful pearlescence, gorgeous. And again, not traditional potato pearls. You think of Barocco pearls with the satin rings. There are not many satin rings at all on this strand. The smoothness of the Orient is amazing. £17.95 on your screen for a really high class, gorgeous quality strand. And if you are multi-buying, go for it. Now we've got those beautiful concave faceted amethysts coming up for you. But before we get there, this month's birthstone, it feels so weird saying that, doesn't it?
I know, September already.
Oh, this year has flown. But But if you are working with beautiful sapphires, look at that luster. That's beautiful. These are Burmese natural unenhanced sapphires. Graduated inside from 2 to 5 millimeters, 16 centimeter strand. They are a beautiful tone, natural Burmese. We take it for granted so much. We really, really, really do. Natural Burmese sapphires, you get 28 carats, less than £1 per carat. Way less. Absolutely gorgeous. In our most popular shape and graduation size strand as well. Mesmerising. I mean, just so easy to work with this strand, isn't it?
Yeah, and to be able to create something like a tennis style bracelet, like a clasp to clasp, sort of like full gemstone bracelet for somebody in your family, you know, if this is their birth gemstone.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, that in a little organza bag or in a little box, you know, that's one of those things where I think they think you've spent a fortune and then you get a really good present.
Oh,
that's the way I think about it.
Well, it was my cousin's 40th on the 8th of September last year. So she's 41 this year, but she's made jewellery for years and years and years. Last year I bought her some Thai blue sapphire silver studs, which she adored. And I'm thinking this year maybe she just gets a strand of sapphire and she can put that into her own creation, which would be gorgeous.
And that's what's so lovely about giving things to creative people, isn't it? Because they can create what they want.
Absolutely.
You've given them that raw ingredient. That amazing, amazing sapphire
strand. It is beautiful,
strand.
absolutely beautiful. Amazing price as well. Make sure you're holding those lines. We are running out of time. It is time for concave faceted, beautiful rounds of amethyst. I'm looking at these. These are so eye clean and high grade. You are going to love these. I am looking for an inclusion. Look, one single feather, one single inclusion. And I am not seeing one in this strand. They are amazing. Absolutely outstanding. The concave facet was patented in 1992. It's the first cut of gemstone that was patented specifically for coloured gemstones. Obviously there's been loads of cuts for diamonds over the years, but for gemstones in 1992 this was the first one that was patented. And actually it's an extraordinary beautiful linear striated cut that just breathes light into a gemstone. It's amazing when it's done properly. You can see, I mean, I know that they're all slightly wibbly wobbly on the strand, but just look at that central one staring. It's like a vortex, isn't it?
It is. It's like Star Wars when they go.
Light speed.
That's it.
Absolutely beautiful. Can you see as well how, and I'm just double checking, the faceting on the actual girdle and the crown makes it literally just come alive. This is what I would class as a high-end, spectacularly cut strand. Worthy of being in any jewellers across the country, without a shadow of a doubt. Now you are getting a 12 centimetre strand with 8 to 11 millimetres on the graduation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on this specific strand. Now they are absolutely breathtakingly eye clean, and the colour is that perfect soft 5% tone, isn't it? 35 carats. Under £30, I think that you would pay more than that for just one of those elsewhere, wouldn't you?
Definitely would. They are works of art. I know it's art, inspired by art, but they are works of art.
Yep, absolutely. It is without a doubt. And it was a cut that was kind of invented to kind of go against the grain, to go against the traditional facets. And it was a cut. So if you think about the sort of the artwork you're thinking about, I mentioned Jackson Pollock just the other night. We've talked about Andy Warhol here today. When you think about kind of the breaking of the mold when it comes to that, this cut, the concave cut, was exactly that. It was a breaking of the mold. It was a rebellion against the more traditional cut and that evolving. This from Selene says, those are beautiful. I am thinking of so many design ideas. Fancy wire wrapped rings, suspended earrings, trailing pendants. Yummy. They're on their way to you, my darling. They are on their way to you. They're also going to Denmark. They're also going to the West Midlands. They're also going to London. They're also going to many, many other locations in the UK. Great to have your company. What would be your go-to setting for one of these? Because they have, the drill actually goes through the actual girdle and crown itself, but actually we could ignore that, couldn't we?
Yeah, this is what you would draw as a little girl as a gemstone,
absolutely.
A diamond shape.
Yeah.
This is that sort of quintessential diamond shape. For me, straight away, they look like they would be perfect for prong setting. Yeah. So to create like a cage, like you would
a nice proud setting.
A nice prong set ring. But equally as well, there's lots of chainmail weaves, so like pendants, something like the Tau flower, where you've got an actual hole in the middle where you could set this, because you've got the drill hole as well. You can use a little bit of 0.25 wire just to secure it in place, and you've got that illusion style look to that beautiful gemstone, because that just needs lots of light coming through it all the time. Earrings, a pendant. I mean, against the skin tone, it just radiates. You can see when you had it across your hand, it just radiates the light across.
Gleaming, wasn't it? It's bouncing a light around. So many beautiful facets. 27.95 on your screen. 35 carats of beautiful pink amethyst coming through from Alto Uruguay in Brazil. Mesmerise. Again, thinking about, the thing is, when you're selling your jewellery, your story is what is going to, apart from the fact that they've come to you and they've gone, oh, that's beautiful, oh, that's gorgeous, to then be able to go, this is the first painted cut, 1992, to then be able to say to them that this was a rebellion cut against the more traditional cutting of gemstones, all that sort of stuff that you know makes you the expert in their mind, and therefore that's what they're coming to you time and time again for, isn't it?
And it gives you sort of like that sort of like trustworthiness, because you have that passion. So as you talk about a gemstone, you have a passion for it, and that comes across, and that gives people then the inspiration to buy.
Definitely, and that belief that yes, I want to buy from you because because of your passion and your knowledge, and clearly you've learned a lot about it. I mean, I think, and that's the thing about it. Teach them, because what is it that they write? They say if you want to understand something, you read it. If you want to, I can't remember the exact words, but then basically it's if you want to be an expert, then teach it. So you're teaching your customers about it. You are the expert. Listen, we've got so much coming your way, including a gorgeous focus. Let me just show you all the turquoise. Oh yes. December's birthstone coming your way in all different shapes, sizes, carat weights and price points, all coming your way. Really, really excited about being able to focus on the turquoise for you. Plus, of course, Fleur is still with us. We've got a most gorgeous kit to come up for us in an hour's time. Plus, tonight's must-have come up in half an hour. Don't go anywhere.
Did you know, no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged one fee of postage and packaging. Select our standard delivery for just £2.95, or if you'd like to receive your goods sooner, upgrade to our premium option for £4.95. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share. Our brand new Get Started with Jewellery Maker page has been created to provide help and guidance for jewellery making newbies. If you need design suggestions, hints and tips, or help with perfecting your jewellery designs, we're here to help. Head over to facebook.com/getstartedwithjm, where our talented in-house designers are happy to answer your jewellery making questions, offer inspiration, and get you started in your jewellery making journey. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker Studio, Ivy House, Henley Road, Studley, B80 7DU, and make sure you don't forget your customer number. Get making and good luck. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Tune in this Saturday for the launch of Rachel Norris's DVD, Shells and Roses. Rachel will teach you how to make stunning pieces of jewellery and aim to give you the confidence in creating treasurable items from precious sterling silver sheet and wire. Learn how to design fuchsia earrings, a stunning shell pendant and a rose necklace. So make sure you're tuned in this Saturday at 3 p.m. Buying from Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When we bring an item to you, all the graphics come on screen, and this gives you all the information that you will need to know, from the item code to the product description with all of the key information. Then the price comes on, and whether you join at the beginning or at the end of the offer, everyone pays the final on-screen price. So, when you see an item that you would like to buy, simply pick up the phone and dial our free phone number, and you'll get through to our UK-based call centre. Alternatively, you can join us at www.jewellerymaker.com and start your jewellery making journey today. Jewellery Maker, the one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs.
Turquoise mini show coming up for you. Lovely to have your company tonight. Now, we were struggling in this hour. Let me explain why. Oh, by the way, welcome back to the Late Show. Lovely to have your company. Gorgeous Fleur joins me. Of course, she's with us all the way through till 10 o'clock tonight. Fleur will join me. Fleur owns all of these that I'm going to be bringing you in a minute. I'll show you those in a sec. But the reason we were struggling, if you sat there, I'm going, oh gosh, what's going on then, Jewellery Maker? Ooh, what are you struggling? Struggling because this should be a star by hour. Everything that I have for you in this hour is a star by. And so I said to Dan, I said, we can't call our turquoise a star by focus and then star by, star by, star by. And we're like, we can. So you might see the star by sting before every opportunity in this hour, because everything's a star by. Now, I love the fact, I love the fact that Fleur is like, I own all of those.
I own two of them as well.
They are amazing, aren't they? What is it about when we launched, because they very much recently launched, and they are amalgamated turquoises, which I find phenomenal, I think, to work with, because the drill holes must be an absolute dream to work with. But what was it about when we did the showcase, when we launched it, that you went, having, mine?
As jewellery designers, or as any designer or artist, you always have things in your head that you want to create, but you haven't found the right components or the right colours for it to go. And I've always wanted to create a big Cleopatra-style chainmail collar. So I wanted lapis and I needed turquoise. Now, to get turquoise in this size, A, I wouldn't be able to afford it. No. And B, I find turquoise to be a little bit, not unstable as a gemstone, but I need it a bit more robust to be able to hold the weight of the chainmail. Okay. So to have this turquoise in that vivid blue and these big sizes, it's just
absolutely
all the boxes.
Essential, isn't it? And I'll explain what I mean by that. So I'm going to talk about these in a second, but what I want to talk to you first about is maybe some of the turquoise that you'll have seen with us here at Jewellery Maker before. So you might have seen Tibetan, Tibetan is a very paler turquoise colour. It has the matrix vein running through it. It's natural, and I'm going to be honest with you. I think let's go for the smallest strand, which is still really sizable out of all the strands I've got for you. If this was a Tibetan turquoise, you'd be looking at easily 3 figures. Let's not make any bones about it. If this was Tibetan, natural, unenhanced, and you had these sorts of sizes with that, I'll be honest with you, I don't think that would even happen. I think that would be a really, really difficult thing for us to do. So, working with amalgamated turquoise. If you're sitting going, what does that mean? What does it mean? There's a word that we use within the jewellery trade. I don't think it's a very, it's not a very nice word to use necessarily. It's like when you use the word filled to describe what you do to perhaps a ruby or a sapphire or perhaps an emerald. What we do with those is we eliminate the hairline fractures by, again, infusing them with a different material to make sure that they're stable. With your turquoise, it's called reconstituting, and that makes it sound, for me, that makes it sound as if you're getting a big piece of turquoise, you're mushing it up, and then you're putting it back together. That is not the case. When you reconstitute a turquoise, when you amalgamate a turquoise, what you're doing is you're taking fragments. So you're mining for it in Mexico, or you're mining for it in Arizona, or you're mining for it perhaps over in, maybe in the Kingsman mines, or maybe even in the Sleeping Beauty mines that are now closed. But what you're doing is you're mining fragments. Fragments that are precious and colourful and bright and beautiful, but no use to man nor beast because you can't really do anything with it other than sort of chips and nuggets. So what the Chinese are amazing at doing is evolving and developing ways of bringing us gemstones in ways that we couldn't really imagine because of the technology that they use. And so what they use is they get all those fragments from all over the world of those different moments of the turquoise, and they amalgamate it. And what you get a chance to have then is a strand of turquoise. If this was natural unenhanced moments from Tibet, and you've got to remember, the colour isn't dyed, so the colour's not dyed. It's literally, I'm just showing the biggest size that we've got. They are massive, aren't they, Fleur?
Absolutely huge, yeah.
I mean, why are you wrapping one of those in a ring?
Oh, it's a statement, just big one.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab our first strand. We are bringing you, I said they're not small, they're 14mm rounds. And like Fleur was saying, they are stable. The colour is not going, there's no colour running here, there's no dyeing here. They are absolutely beautiful. Look at the size of the drill hole coming round now. That's the best way to show you how easy these are going to be to work with, aren't they?
They are. These are, can you imagine that knotted on a red S-long cord? Ooh. So just a red S-long in between. You've got a really statement piece of jewellery there. And I think the thing I love about this turquoise is you still get the moments of the matrix.
Yes, you
still
do.
Get that.
Absolutely.
So it still has those beautiful characteristics of a turquoise, but you get that beautiful weight to it as well. It's a gorgeous gemstone.
You also get a Kingsman and Sleeping Beauty colour.
Yes.
Now, if you look at the front cover, we were just talking about Boodles a second ago, you look at the front cover of Boodles, big sort of coffee table books throughout history when they're cataloguing their beautiful pieces. You know, the colour of the turquoise that they have gone for is the Sleeping Beauty and the Kingsman. And this literally encapsulates that colour.
It does.
I can tell you right now, to buy one of those from the Sleeping Beauty mine or the Kingsman mine, it's almost a remortgage.
Yeah,
you know, it's a car price.
Yeah, that's it.
You know?
I don't even think the big jewellery houses would probably get a strand like that.
No,
you know?
it's the likes of it's where you watch the red carpet events and you see the likes of Eva Mendes and Sofia Vergara and the likes of Heidi Klum, for example. You know, on the red carpet, who have had pieces commissioned especially for the red carpet that then hand them back and then they go in the windows of those huge jewellers. They are spectacularly vivid, and the wonderful thing about it is you're going to be able to work your magic with these lovely simple shapes to be as extravagant or as streamlined and as simple as you want. $17.95. absolutely beautiful colours.
I think this for me, when I bought all the strands, was the best investment I've bought all year.
Wow.
Because I don't know when we'll be able to get it back.
No, absolutely.
We haven't seen turquoise for a long time, whether it be reconstituted or, you know, in chips and nuggets form.
Absolutely.
We haven't seen it for such a long time. And so I had to buy it. A little bit like you do when you know, like anything. If you see a good deal, you need to buy it then, because we're never going. We can never guarantee that we can get it back again.
Absolutely not, and certainly not in the volume that we've been able to do it this time. Next time it might only be 50 strands gone, out the door. Yeah. What I love is that we've been very, very, very lucky to be able to get it on the run up to December, because we do have tanzanite. We do, you know, I've got some amazing zircon for you a little bit later on tonight. But December's birthstone, in its vivid, big, bold, beautiful glory, it's got to be said, they are amazing, aren't they?
I'm going to make a stretchy bracelet, because I love my stretchy bracelets.
You do.
I'm going to make a very bold stretchy bracelet.
Let's pop it round the wrist and just see. I mean, you don't even need a close-up. You saw it from a distance there. Question though, I mean, it's $17.95. I've got enough on this one strand for 2 stretchies. If you were to sell this, just the turquoise stretchy, maybe a couple of silver findings, maybe 1 silver charm, what sort of price would we be looking at for selling that?
£50, £60.
£50, £60. Now, you've made your money back. You've made your money back, haven't you? So, I love Gwyneth multi-buying 4 strands. Ruth, Karen, anonymous collectors, well done. 450 carats of the rounds. Now, that's the only rounds that we have got in our turquoise focus. The only rounds. I then have, this is going to fly, this next one. This, I believe that this will be on and gone. The, can we just take this up to the neckline very, very quickly, Dan? Please, my darling. Buy 2 strands of this. Get 2 strands. What's this length? This is not quite opera, is it? If we were having this length.
It would be an opera,
about an opera.
24 to 28.
Yeah, so about opera length. But 2 strands, uninterrupted, literally restranded with a clasp. Can you imagine the sort of price point that you could command for that piece? Now, I love the fact that that's going to look, look at these. But I'd need 2 strands. I'd need probably 3 strands, because I'd want then caboche and ring.
Yeah. Can you imagine this with a shibori brooch?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Backed onto a piece of shibori, onto a backing fabric, and then as a brooch.
Oh, beautiful. Really lovely idea. Yeah. Such a good... Look at the size of the drill holes here. I mean, such ease. 16.95, 500 carats. Let's just discuss the carat weight there. It's large, 22 by 18 millimeters, 38 centimeter strand. In love with those. I'm just going to grab one of these very, very quickly, just to show you on the back of the hand, size-wise, what we are looking at.
Whoa, can you imagine making that into a ring and then walking down the high street? That's a hand grabber. That is somebody that's going to grab your hand and go,
isn't it?
Where have you made that, or where have you bought that? I need.
It is absolutely gorgeous. Do you know what I love about it as well is the fact that you've got that beautiful puff. It's not just a flat cabochon. You've got that beautiful 3D size with that 360 depth. So it's going to sit beautifully. They're going to look amazing, absolutely amazing. On, you know, with big sort of chunky sweaters and cardigans over winter, all the way through to your crisp sort of linen shirts in spring, through to your maxi dress in the summer. But you know what I mean? It is, without a doubt, it's an all-round beauty, isn't it?
And you know, coming into the autumn, winter, we all like those big chunky sweaters, and this just makes you look a little bit more dressed. When you've got a long line necklace with this pop of colour, doesn't matter what colour you're wearing, whether it be a brown or a grey or a black, that pop of colour, you're ready to go out.
It's a head turner as well, isn't it? You know, I've got like it's like a black roll neck sweater, long sort of ribbed woolen dress that I wear with chunky boots over winter, and I normally wear a lariat style necklace with a few charms at the end of it. However, long line with that turquoise for a pop of colour against black is going to look amazing, isn't it?
Everybody would be looking at that piece of jewellery.
Please do make sure that you're checking out as well. excuse me, lots of stock on this one. There are no other sizes like this in our focus. I'm so excited to see what you do with your strand.
Yeah, it's, I'm mainly using the next 2 strands that we've got
coming
up.
I watched the most recent version of The Mummy with Tom Cruise in it, and there was some the costume designing and everything in it, and the makeup and the way that they sort of gave the look, the Egyptian look. Oh my gosh, it was so stunning, so stunning. Which one did you say, my darling? Sorry, Dan, I'm too busy enjoying the turquoise. So I've got the drums, this one here. Okay. Okie dokie. So, these aren't the drums, darling, did you say these ones are? Okay, so barrels and drums, okie dokie. It's like bongos.
It's the percussion.
I thought that they were large rice beads, but okay, we'll go with bongos. I like that. So tell me, so what are you doing with these shapes? Because you're using the barrels and the drums.
Yes, so I want to create a chainmail choker at the top, and then a very long piece at the bottom. So exactly like Cleopatra's collar. Yeah. And then just these will be the vertical struts that hold the 2 together. Yeah. This with lapis lazuli and gold, and it's just been a design that's, because I love making historic jewellery. Yeah. So I tend to make a lot of medieval historic, so Tudor-esque, but the Egyptians have always fascinated me since I was a little girl. So that has always been in my head that I want to create that, and now I have got the ability to make that with these gemstones. They are fascinating, aren't they? Beautiful. I love the fact that we've got symmetry here. I love the fact that we're able to work with it symmetrically. Every single one perfectly calibrated, beautifully polished, smooth surface, hint of matrix, lush. And wait until you see the price. Now, I don't blame you for just nabbing these when you could. Yeah. And these 2 strands, I think, are the best strands for versatility. Okay. So these ones which show you drums have got more of a rounded end, so they'll go next to a round bead, whereas the ones that you've got coming up next, the barrels, are best to go next to a rondelle bead. Okay. So if you've got rondelle spaces, they work fantastic. If you have round spaces, the ones that we're showing now work fantastic. Fabulous because of the design element to it. Fabulous. And I have to say as well, these make beautiful drop earrings. They would, yeah. Yeah, they just scream out to be that good. Just a headpin. Champagne colour gold wire would look amazing with it. To be fair, all of our all the wires would look amazing with turquoise, wouldn't it? Wire. Silver keeps it fresh, gold makes it very regal and opulent. Exotic as well. It does conjure those gorgeous, it's the combination of that bright aurorous yellow, or maybe even the sort of the mellifluous kind of champagne tone in our wire, along with the turquoise. There is something Egyptian air of exotic about that, something quite head-turning. It would, and then the rose gold would actually knock out a lot of the greens of that. It would bring more of the blues through. It's because you've got that pinkness of the rose against that vivid turquoise. It would knock out a little bit of the green. So again, it's amazing when you see them all together with the different colours. Fab, fab, fab. I'm going to move on to final strand, which are your barrels. Nice and weighty. You know, I think you need to expect when you take delivery of this, you know, all of these strands, I think you need to expect that is going to be a bit weighty. Now, even though that delivery is going to be weighty, you're still only paying £2.95 for the entire day's postage and packaging. £11.95, 14 by 10 millimetres, 38 centimetre strand, 350 carats. And again, sizable, aren't they? Very sizable. Really lovely. Very sizable. Great for gents jewellery, that shape as well. Really lovely for gents. If you had some ebony tiger wood or something like that to go in between as well and make it quite surfer-esque. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be like a big regal No, you can really pair it quite... Just one of those. Yeah. Just one of those on a piece of leather. Absolutely. Work wonders, wouldn't it? Absolutely. £11.95 on your screen. Do make sure that you're checking out, of course. If you've got the big puffy ovals, if you've got the rounds, if you've got the drums, of course, this is the last strand for you. This is your barrels. Such gorgeous, vivid colour. Exciting colour, actually. I just love the matrix that's still there. It's so lovely to see that. I'm just going to show you what we mean by that. The vein that runs through turquoise is known as matrix. I always wonder, did the colour come before the gemstone? Is the gemstone named after the colour, or is the colour named after?
It is the gemstone that's named after the colour.
Ah,
yeah,
right.
it is the gemstone that's named after the colour. It comes from, it's the Turkish background to the name for it. But again, when you think about how that spread through to, you know, we're talking, what, 4,500 years ago it was being used in regal moments of, I mean, it is a fascinating history that it's got, isn't it?
It is fascinating. And it goes, if you think of other gemstones like carnelian or an orange gemstone, the fire opal would look amazing with that.
The lapis lazuli, turquoise and carnelian, they were the most revered because of their colour and the kind of the status that back then in Egyptian days, days of yore. We have got some gorgeous pieces coming up. We've got back-to-back must-haves coming your way. So excited about bringing you these. Look at these. Now, these are in about 7 minutes time. Back-to-back must-haves. And you will not believe the price. Very, very exciting. Lots to squeeze in for you though, because labradorite coming your way. Now, I've not seen it worked like this. It almost looks like lavakite. And bearing in mind, lavakite has got moments of the feldspar family in it. But when you just dip it back, can you see how it isn't lavakite? Can you see how that labradorite is alive in these beautiful faceted squares? They're lovely, aren't they?
They are. It gives them that dark back note, gives that really vivid blue, doesn't it? There's one just on near your middle finger.
Here?
This one there, yeah.
It's like a deep, almost violet, isn't it? Amazing. They're all 100% natural. They're coming to you from Madagascar. They are, if I just spin a couple of these round for you so you can see, they're faceted on both sides. So you're getting the labrador essence, the schiller, and of course the magic of labradorite coming through there. 400 carats of labradorite faceted square, 16 millimetres, 38 centimetre strand. Really, really exciting shape to work with. Geometrics are everywhere at the moment, absolutely everywhere. So easy, that drill hole going dead centre. Look at the size of this as well. Just to show you very, very quickly. I'm talking about the drill hole. It's really wise to show you how sizable those drill holes are going through. They're going to be very easy to work with, aren't they?
Very easy, and because it's a square, if you want to set it into a ring, you can set it so that your base wire goes straight through, so you're not having to bend it over either side. Because it's equal on either side. So yeah, great for that, but lovely for an asymmetric necklace. That coming down one side and then a chain coming up the other.
Lovely.
Just that real flash of block of colour.
They're weighty as well, Fleur. They're really lovely and weighty. I've got to say that, you know, the whole strand feels very... The thing is, you know, you think about when you take delivery of it, and then I always remember taking delivery of a genuine gemstone bangle once, and it was made out of one huge piece of grey agate and another one of black agate. And I remember taking delivery of them, putting them on for the first time, going, gosh, they are weighty. But because they're not plastic, because they're not glass, they've got that kind of gravitas to them, don't they?
And they have, it's like when you get into a really nice car and you close the door and you know quality, and it's the same with the gemstone. You just know that quality that's there because it's Mother Nature's finest creations. It
is a beauty. $17.95 for this strand. Gorgeous labradorite, Madagascan, and again it is producing, Madagascar is producing some of the best labrador essence, some of the best schiller that we've seen in our natural Madagascar, or natural labradorite I should say. $17.95 on your screen for that entire strand. Do make sure that you're checking out on that one because we've still got a couple more to squeeze in for you before we bring you our amazing must-have back-to-back. Let's bring you some faceted tanzanite. Oh, it's a lovely long strand. Oh, it's a lovely long strand. Now, faceted tanzanite. We had some plain rands. Get out, Dan. No. Really? 32 centimetre strand, just keeps on going. 45 carats, it's going under £20. Now, if there is a strand of tanzanite that you need to get your hands on tonight, It is most definitely the sparkly, violetish blues. That's an amazing deal, isn't it?
It is. And I know we don't grade tanzanite here, but if you were to have a look at the grading system, that's
a good double A colour,
I was
isn't
going to
it?
say that's the middle of the road
It's
going
a
up.
good double A colour. There was obviously the GIA, they use, there's terminology that they use, and moderate is one of the words they use to describe double A grade colour. And I get it and I understand, but I just don't think that moderate or average should be anywhere near a grading of colour on this.
Not with that. That is a beautiful. And do you know, I really love the same gemstone in a piece that's, you have a faceted and an unfaceted piece together, and then you can alternate the two, because I think the other strand was quite the same size.
It was, but it was just a plain round.
Yeah, so that would look amazing just to have the two together.
It looks extraordinary.
Really nice.
The sparkle factor of this strand is absolutely to die for. $17.95 for a now normally, bearing in mind, okay, our strand lengths are this long normally. Approximately this long. Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Look how much more, and just for under 20. That is so much tanzanite sparkling away there for your money. Absolutely amazing. Get your certificate of authenticity, 25 pence extra when you're working with this gemstone, when you're offering this gemstone to your customers, to those who you're commissioning for. I mean, my goodness me, to be able to offer that quality. Great stuff. Make sure you're holding those lines. Well done. Going to put that back into number 6. Yeah, I don't like the word nuggets for this strand either. These are, for me, they're classed as nuggets. These are not nuggets in my mind. These are massive tumbles. Look at the size of these. 8 to 16 millimeters of genuine Brazilian emeralds. Oh yeah, genuine, 130 carats. Literally a little bit of oiling on there just to really maximize the beauty and the luster. $11.95. There are some incredible size emeralds on this strand.
They're fantastic as well for cufflinks.
Yeah.
Those kind of sizes are real nice weighty gemstone as a cufflink.
Do you know what? I've not seen a pair of cufflinks made since I've been back.
Have you not?
In 12 months.
We'll have to rectify that next time.
Now that is a good point, because actually, seeing if you just literally get 2 of a similar size, they would look amazing, wouldn't they?
They would.
Beautiful. $11.95 on your screen. That is genuine Brazilian emerald. It is last to stock. Do make sure that you are checking out and confirming as soon as you can. 0800 644 655. Brazilian emeralds, smoothed, tumbled, $11.95. Amazing price. Yes. Now, malachite. Just a simple malachite strand, but such vivid colour. 80 carats, small. Yeah, now this is what I would class as nuggets, small size nuggets. Those emeralds were definitely more tumbles. 8 by 10 millimeters on the graduation on the strand, 38 centimeter strand. But again, such oh, look at those gorgeous patterns. Ooh, they are gorgeous. It's a vivid green, isn't it?
It is.
It is a beaut.
Emerald City, Wizard of Oz green, that one,
Definitely,
isn't it?
yeah, it really is. It's every tone of bright, vivid green down to sort of soft pastel greens that you can imagine running through, whether that's in the pattern on the malachite, whether it's the body of the malachite. It is proper vivid colour. 38 centimetre strand. It's sort of ivy leaf and holly leaf greens. Going to look amazing with your red gemstones when you are looking towards the sort of the festive season. $11.95 on your screen. Tonight's must-have coming your way next, which is the Amazonite. Those beautiful tones of the Morganite coming up for you as well. Really, really excited to bring you those, and the price is amazing. So I really do hope that you can join us for those. Tonight's must-have is your next opportunity to join us. Of course, we've got another half an hour before we join Fleur for the second kit, but I'd love for you to see the jewellery that Fleur has made with our second kit. They are sensational. This is all coming your way Oh, Fleur, it's gorgeous. Absolutely love it. So you got one huge, beautiful, I love the chainmail work on your necklace, but particularly that bracelet chainmail is, it's stunner.
It is. I love this weave. It's a beautiful weave.
I'm looking forward to learning loads about it. And also loving the tiger's eye as well, which is looking gorge.
That's just a simple stretchy bracelet, the tanzanite bracelet.
Oh, wow.
So it's even easier to wear, the no clasp.
Wow, wow, wow. Very, very exciting to look at that. Gorgeous tiger's eye coming up for you in that beautiful kit. But right now, tonight's must-have coming your way. Looking forward to it. It's back-to-back double trouble. These are just such pretty colours. They're perfect on their own, but when you see them together, soft turquoise tone of the Amazonite, beautiful tones of your Morganite. And we're going to do the Morganite for you first, but look at them together. They are gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Don't they work well together?
They do. Really beautiful together.
Really, really, really beautiful. Now, I'm just going to show you the Morganite on its own. This is an entire strand, so you've got slices of Morganite. I mean, there's not a millimetre on this strand that isn't jam-packed full of your Morganite. Look at that. Jam-packed. Some really big pieces on there, all the way down to your smaller slices. But you've got the 9 to 16 millimetres in size. Now you could take them off the strand, sort of regroup them so that they are at similar sizes, of course. You could isolate the larger slices that you've got there. 38 centimetre strand. I'm going to hold it out for you so you can see it is jam-packed. Every moment of this strand is a natural, miniaturous, amazing Morganite strand. Every moment of it. Now, of course, Minas Gerais in Brazil has produced some of the world's most amazing gemstones and incredible gemstones. But specifically the Galileia and the Marambaia regions, of course, have produced some of the most sought-after Morganites on the planet for some of the biggest jewellers on the planet as well. You've got an entire strand here of basically what we would refer to within the jewellery trade as pink emeralds. Now, when you think about your Morganite, when it was found in 1911, it was found just before then, but it was properly discovered and unearthed in 1911. Well, George Frederick Kunz, who discovered it for 2 years, didn't know what to call it. So for 2 years, the whole of the jewellery work, everybody referred to it as pink emerald, because essentially that is what you're getting, pink beryl or pink emerald. And that's exactly what you've got. But of course, then 1913, it was named Morganite. It is beautiful. How much Morganite have you worked with since you've been with us, Flo?
I've had a few rounds and a few strands very similar to this to work with. It's a really lovely feminine gemstone to work with. It's sort of like epitomises femininity.
Definitely.
Without being too candy pink or too girly pink. It's just sophisticated, like we were saying about the tourmaline. It goes beautifully with pearls. For me,
I'm going to grab those coin pearls that we had earlier.
You know, a design of something like 7 Morganites and then a coin pearl and 7 Morganites, so you have that blocking of each, an individual one. It's just a really gorgeous. So I always think of like mother of the bride, or sort of like evening at the prom. You know, when you go out to the firework displays and things like that in the evenings, that kind of thing. It just is a very, very beautiful gemstone to work with.
It's very sophisticated. I've got a friend recently who got married, Lauren, and all the bridesmaids wore Morganite colour dresses. A little bit of sparkle, Morganite jewellery. Absolutely beautiful. All of the top halves of the dresses for the bridesmaids were all slightly different. Some were halter neck, some were crossover, some were sweetheart neckline, some were cap sleeve, some were strappy. But it was such a feminine and beautiful peachy pink colour, that sort of the rose gold colour that's everywhere at the moment. It is beautiful, isn't it?
And I think this kind of coloured gemstone is what everybody, that when you go to the high street and you see the synthetic jewellery, it's always this kind of colours that they try and like, because they say rose gold's everywhere, and this just wants to, it screams out to be made with rose gold, doesn't it?
That just enhances that beautiful colour when you're using the rose gold colour with it. There are soft pinks, there are peach tones here. There's also 340 carats of it for $6.95. Now, this is what we're saying to you about being able to work with your genuine gemstones. That's where our roots are. That's where our foundations are. Yes, it's exciting that we can evolve and bring you those, you know, your Mayukis and your Delicas and your Tila beads and the Swarovskis. It is exciting to blend mediums, but oh my goodness, when you get back to our roots and see that we're able to bring you that Minas Gerais beautiful morganite. Drill hole going through these are really sizable, so it's going to be a lovely size drill hole. I'm just going to show you the monofilament that goes through there. It's quite sizable, as you can see. Going to get a good size drill hole through there. And again, like that necklace that you showed us that you of course demonstrated yesterday morning, definitely we could recreate that look with the morganites, couldn't we?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. You have a really, you wouldn't need as many strands to create that big statement look because these are big pieces of morganite. But even just on a piece of memory wire, just thread them all onto some memory wire. If you have any shell pearls or something like that that tend to have a bigger drill hole than a normal, than a freshwater pearl, pop them in between just to space them out. But like 2 or 3 coils of memory wire as a bracelet.
Oh,
just
amazing.
Beautiful. Yeah. That you could just wear with all your outfits. It goes beautifully with all colours.
Absolutely, and such a simple make.
Yeah, very simple.
Such a simple make. Even I've been able to make that. So, you know, we're good to go. $6.95 on your screen. Please do make sure that you are checking out and confirming it's Amazonite next. And there is a lovely soft turquoise tone to this. I have to say, there is something holiday screaming at you about this colour, isn't it? Yeah. It's that beautiful holiday colour. Look at that.
Do you know, that would go beautifully with my kit with the black spinels in my kit.
Definitely. Those microfaceted black spinels. Yeah. Something lovely, but I do love a microfaceted black spinel, don't you? Right now, though, Russian Amazonite. Beautiful Amazonite comes to you from the Kola Peninsula. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colour. When I say Kola Peninsula, it begins with a K, not with a C. It's 9 to 14 millimetres on the graduation on the strand and 38 centimetres of that, just jam-packed once again. An extraordinary burst of colour that, for me, it screams Caribbean, oceanic colour.
Yeah, that's it. Even if you've had your summer holiday this year, this is one of those, when you see a really good deal and clothes, and you think, I'll use that for next year.
Absolutely.
This is one of those ones that you either wear in the winter and for that real good pop of colour, or you save it for next summer.
Well, especially if you're going for a little bit of winter sun. Yeah, my dad's just flown to Cape Verde, so he's I think he's back next week. But you know, for those who don't go away in the summer holidays, they go away over sort of you know, autumn and winter. A little bit of winter sun, perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, but we are supposed to be having an Indian summer.
So they say. So they say.
Not yet, though.
I haven't seen sight of it yet, though, Fleur.
It's disappeared. It's on its way, apparently.
Well, we are, you know, was it Hope Springs Eternal, as we say. Hope Springs Eternal. 0800 644 655 is the number that you need to be dialing. Beautiful, jam-packed 38 centimetre strand of natural, unenhanced Russian Amazonite. Beautiful colours. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Every skin tone is just going to absolutely look amazing with this gorgeous gemstone. Just make sure, of course, that you are checking out and confirming. $5.95 for the Amazonite. And again, if you wanted to just get both strands, you've paid the one shipping and handling charge for the entire day. Got a 30-day money-back guarantee from the day, of course, that you receive your package with us, and that delivery comes to you about 3 to 4 working days. Speak to the call centre, they will tell you exactly when to expect that delivery. 0800 644 655. It's one of those ones I'd definitely be multi-buying when you're getting that strand for under £10 and then some.
Well, if it's your first purchase as well, you're going to get everything to be able to make things. So, you know, if your first purchase is a beautiful Russian Amazonite suite of jewellery.
Yeah,
again, like we
gorgeous.
were saying about the pearls, you know, really, really great just to be able to, you know, pop some elastic through, make a stretchy bracelet, make yourself a pair of earrings. There's plenty on that strand to be able to do.
Absolutely.
Lots of pieces of jewellery.
Because it's over £4.95, Fleur is absolutely right, because you get, if you're brand new, you've never bought with this before, you get your Jewellery Maker newbie pack. So again, everything that you need in there to make a pair of earrings, a bracelet and a necklace. All the projects, all the DVDs, all the tools in there for free. If you're brand new to us and you are spending over £4.95, which is great to see. Do make sure that you're holding those lines well done. They are beautiful must-haves. Do make sure you're checking out on those massive weight on the phone lines, so those ones not surprised easily. So, we've still got another, what, about 20-ish minutes? But before we do that, I mentioned zircon. So we've had tanzanite tonight. We've had a turquoise focus tonight. Come and see these. This is third and final member of December's birthstone team. That's gorgeous, isn't it? That is beautiful.
Do you think that December's got some of the most beautiful gemstones because they have to put up with her birthdays near Christmas and get double presents? Like this one present for the two?
It could be that, because the thing is, you think about, so basically, so you've got June, the month of June has got 3 birthstones, the month of December's got 3 birthstones, and everybody else has got either 1 or 2.
Yeah, because I'm March, so I've only got aquamarine, which only comes in like green or blue.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, it's one of my
It's
favourites.
beautiful,
But
yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Totally.
I could do with moving my birthday to December because some of these are my favourites.
Well, I've got to say, to see this zircon, and I'll pass it over to Fleur in a matter of seconds, just so that she can have a bit of an ogle at it. And it is an ogle. The sparkle in this is just... That is a bit of a cheeky star by before the second kit with Fleur. I'm going to take it to Fleur, actually, so she can have a quick old look at that, because it is sparkly. So, what box did you say, my darling? Yes, I've got it, sweetheart. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Can I just say as well, I love the shell feathers that we've got coming up for you. They are beautiful. Wait till you see those. This is 50 carats of ruby. Now, bearing in mind, okay, we're talking about 50 carats of seductive, sensuous, amazing scarlet colour. £137.95 for graduated plain ruby rounds, 3 to 6 millimetres, 18 centimetre strand. They glow. I know you can't see that in the studio, and I know that they're a proper, almost sort of black cherry, almost a sort of morello cherry colour on there. But in the studio, they are bright, there is diaphanity, and they are glowing. £137.95. I mean, it's pretty respectable for a 50 carat strand of ruby, isn't it? 0800 644 655. They're proper holly berries, aren't they?
They are. This is my dream strand. As a historic jeweller, this is my dream strand.
Because
lapidary didn't come in till the 1800s. So for medieval jewellery, it's not true to type to work with faceted gemstones. Only cabochons and plain rounds. So for me, this is in keeping with my jewellery that I love to create.
Wow.
So this is my gemstone strand.
Which is why I suppose when we look back at medieval jewellery and we see the jewellery that would have been worn by cardinals and the papacy in the Vatican, and they weren't cut and faceted, they were either free form or cabochon, like you said.
Yeah, cabochon cut. A
Really
lot of things were cabochon cut with a very ornate bezel setting. But yeah, something like this with pearls, you can create something that is just out of this world.
Yeah, absolutely. Really interesting. £137.95. No, not today. We're going to drop that down to under 100 for you. Big reduction tonight. 0800 644 655, £79.95. Where in the world do you get 50 carats of this quality of ruby at the price on your screen. Now, bearing in mind, okay, you're looking at a graduation from 3 to 6 millimeters on an 18 centimeter strand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 to get to the center. So you're looking at what, 44, approximately 45 on the strand. Less than £2 per ruby. So good. 0800 644 655, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and a way of working with ruby that we don't ordinarily get to see. We see rondelles, don't we? We see plain rondelles, faceted rondelles. We've even seen nuggets and tumbles. It's very, very rare we get a chance to see rounds in ruby, so make sure you're checking those out. Very last of stock on those ones. Hold those lines. Next one we've got for you. Yeah, these are fab.
How many are on that strand? Look how
A
long
lot. Black spinel faceted rounds. Do you know, to work with these and the pearls that we had earlier, alternating on a sort of a rope length or lariat style length necklace, that for me, and maybe with a bead cap and a bit of tasseling, literally I am in heaven at that idea.
You're very cocoa at that point,
I am
aren't you?
a little bit cocoa. And if you look at Tiffany's website at the minute, they're a little bit cocoa as well.
Yeah.
They're very much. Look at that. Oh, shall we just have a minute? Shall we?
Do you know what we were looking at in the office that's launching very soon?
Yes.
You need this gemstone strand to go with all of those.
You do.
Very soon.
We've got a brand new cut of gemstone launching. Never, ever, ever, ever been seen on Jewellery Maker before. And we were having a look at some of the strands. They are big sizes. They are really lovely, deep sizes. So we've got a new cut of gemstone coming your way very, very soon. I agree. These would look amazing set with those gemstones.
Yeah, they would.
Can we
You'd have to wear shades all the time because the sparkle from
the
these.
sparkle factor is off the chart. Look at that. 125 carats of black spinel graduated faceted rounds, 5 to 7 millimeters on a 35 centimeter strand. Very, very sexy gemstone. Absolutely is. £10.95 on your screen. I don't even know what to say about that price. That's a 35 centimetre strand.
That would be amazing. If you've got any of the turquoise strands,
that
would be a beautiful sort of like combination with the turquoise and that black spinel.
Proper evening look, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All of that. Say that again, Dan. No, I know. Are you looking at the price? Just close it, Dan. We don't have the money to remortgage our houses for jewellery. We don't. I'm just going to grab the drums and the black spinet with the black. Very nice. Really classy look there.
You would only need one of the turquoise actually. I'd have the whole strand of black spinel and then just one turquoise in the middle.
Asymmetric sets or something. Yeah, gorgeous. Lovely idea. £10.95 on your screen for those gorgeous. Honestly, just do your research on black spinel necklaces. Just do your research. It is amazing. I would multi-buy on that. They've got slight graduation, just ever so slight, 5 to 7 millimeters. But you can see, even again, so I've got a navy top on, and I know, but even if you imagine that being black, you can still get that sparkle against a black background, can't you?
You would be, you'd be the one that everybody turned around to look at the ball with that on, wouldn't you?
Definitely.
Please
do make sure you're holding those lines. Something about black spinel that just screams sexy and elegant, quite frankly, at the same time. Oh, where am I going next, Dan? Yeah, I have got some lab cap. Yeah, I do indeed. These are gorgeous. I'm sure you've worked with quite a few of our labradorite captions over the years.
Yes, and the quality just keeps getting better and better and
Doesn't
better.
it? You're absolutely right.
I remember strands of labradorite where we sort of like have to cherry pick which ones we put in the front?
Yeah.
Not no more.
I remember when we first launched it, and I remember sitting in the boardroom nearly 7 years ago and going, we need to pay more dollars per carat. We must. Must. I remember it vividly. It was myself, Nadine, Lindsay Sheffield, obviously, you know, a good crowd of us who sat down in the boardroom and went, look, it's great that we've got labradorite, but we need to be paying more dollars per carat to get this. Look at that.
Wow, look at that. Look at the peaches on the core.
Absolutely remarkable. There's a full rainbow. Oh! Oh my goodness. You are getting guaranteed 180 carats. They're all going to be plain oval cabochons. They all possess the most, oops, sorry, I'm going to turn that one over. Look at that. That's on the flat underside. Beautiful. They are absolutely mesmerising. They really, really are. They're all coming your way, $11.95. I'm just going to tilt those to the light, of course, so you get a chance to see all those beautiful moments coming alive. They are mesmerising. There's something so magical about them. They are on and gone. Please do make sure that you're holding those lines. Now, please may I have the zircon back?
Well, I don't really want to bring it back
because
it's just too beautiful.
Just in case it's disappearing into someone's bag. Not casting aspersions at all. This is a beaut, an absolute beaut. It is such a pleasure to even say that we've got a strand of this mesmerising gemstone. This is zircon, and potentially the oldest beautiful thing that you will ever buy. It does come to something when you can potentially be working with something that is over 4 billion years old. And I know it's difficult to get your head around 50 million years ago when you were talking about amber, you know, and now 298 million years ago when we're talking about the Norwegian moonstone and feldspar family that we've been able to bring you lately. But this just predates everything, basically. And you just need to, when you're thinking about this gemstone, when you're thinking about its beauty, you just need to kind of refer to it as the dawn of time stone. It is mesmerising to think that potentially this beauty from which I expect is Singida in Tanzania is 40 carats of zircon. There are slight inclusions in there, but oh my gosh, the fire is absolutely insatiable, and it's insatiable because of its bifringence. You know, to get quite technical about it and to kind of just it kind of defeats the object, really, because I know that the facts are there for you to enjoy and to kind of be that expert in the room, but actually all you need to know is, unlike a diamond, so a diamond is singly refractive, takes one beam of light, splits it into 7 shards of prismatic light, bounces 7 shards back out. So for example, the diamond that I've got, the diamonds I should say, that I wear in my engagement ring, or it's not an engagement ring, lots of you will know that I bought it on my last day of Gemporia. So so the eternity band and what should have been an engagement ring, but what I never got, so I had to wait 11 years for it. But it's there, it's fine, and it's good. So those only take one beam of light in and then take 7 shards of rainbow fire back out. The zircons that you're looking at, even with slight inclusions and even with slight, in some moments, opacity, because of its bifringence, it takes one beam of light in, splits it into 2, and then 14 shards of sparkle come out rather than just the 7. So that's why it is uber sparkly. What do you think of zircon?
I absolutely adore.
I handed the strand to you. It's proper sparkly, isn't it?
It is. I've got blue zircon in my eternity. Blue zircon and Ethiopian opal in my eternity band. But I love this gemstone. I think it's to me, I don't really like diamonds. I don't like that kind. I don't know. I don't like the whole sort of like buzz around
yeah,
diamonds.
No, I get that.
I like genuine, I like this as a postal diamond. But I've always wanted to do something like a timeline of gemstones, starting with this and finishing with the tanzanite. And I just think if you could create a bracelet where you could sort of like take this and the tanzanite, say the tanzanite we did earlier, and put the two together, you've got a real beauty, that's got a real story to it as well.
Absolutely.
But I think the thing is with zircon is, it comes in, that is just the most beautiful colour. It's like a very vintage Art Deco.
There's like almost like a little champagne to it, isn't it?
That's it, like a champagne colour. And I just think it goes back to that stark black and white as your monochrome. But then if you go to something that's got this kind of colour with, so like a brown colour, like or a peach colour, that you sort of really just highlights.
It's like imperial topaz and imperial garnet undertone to it, isn't it?
It's just got it's more of a subtle monochrome, but this is as your backdrop.
It is a mesmerising gemstone to have, I think. It really, really is. And I'm with you on the diamond thing. For me, having the diamond, and I'll be honest with you, is because when I got engaged, I didn't have an engagement ring, and we couldn't afford one, absolutely couldn't afford one. And it took me 10 years to find one that I would like, and 10 years to find something that we could afford. And, and that's the thing. But actually, the rarity, when I look at my jewellery box and I think about, the 3-carat tanzanite that's there, the Colombian emeralds are there, the zircon that's there, it just, really, you just kind of get your head around the marketing behind diamonds, and that De Beers literally worked their PR magic.
Yeah, they did.
But can you imagine if they'd have tried to do that with zircon? Well, there would be no zircon left on the planet, full stop, would there? And that's the thing about it. Yes, a cracking quality diamond is rare, but actually all zircon is infinitely rarer, and that's the thing about it. $24.95 to work with this beautiful strand, quite mesmerising. There have been sometimes over the last 10 years that I've witnessed a beautifully cut zircon with flawless internal, no internal inclusions, but flawless internally, that has knocked the socks off every single diamond I have ever set eyes on.
You can see why.
Yeah.
Because it's, even just there, I'm quite a distance away from you, and you can't help but note it. Every time it doesn't have to move, it just sparkles without any movement to it at all.
And I'm just putting that together as, of course, Flo was just saying a minute ago about that kind of monochrome idea, but with a little bit more of a sophisticated champagne tone, the black spinel and the zircon together, champagnes and jet blacks.
That on a Christmas day with your little black dress.
All
I would do is just alternate them. Just have a black spinel, then a zircon, and a black spinel and zircon, and have a whole suite of jewellery.
Yeah, beautiful.
And it'd be the one that you'd grab all the time. It would be the suite of jewellery that you'd always go for.
It'd be the one that everybody wants to talk to you about as well. Absolutely. I think just to be able to talk about a zircon, when somebody says to you, "Oh, that's a lovely diamond," you go, no. 4 billion years old, thanks. That is a whole different story waiting to come out there, isn't there? $24.95 on your screen. Make sure that you're checking out. They are beautiful. It's an 18cm strand. The graduation's 2 to 4 millimetres on the strand. 40 carats of ancient zircon. And it is mesmerising. Absolutely mesmerising. Do make sure that you're checking out and confirming. $24.95. If you're looking normally at this at $37.95, it's a brilliant reduction tonight, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Do make sure that you are checking out. Now, it is absolutely time to show you the jewellery again that Fleur has made for us in our second kit tonight. Some really, some stunning autumnal tones coming through here. Just expert in all that beautiful chainmail work as well. Now we're going to be focusing on the masterclass on the beautiful bracelet that's on the black bracelet comb. That's the masterclass, but I'm sure Flo will talk us through the rest of it as well. The second kit coming up for you just literally in a matter of moments, and I'll also show you our showstopper and one more cheeky star buy before we close for the night.
We here at Jewellery Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider,
When you purchase a product from JM, you will receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewellery Maker FIFO reviews.
Welcome to Jewellery Maker. We are part of the Immediate Media family. Immediate Media is a fast-growing multimedia platform company who operates some of the most loved brands across the UK. Our brands range from our other shopping TV channel, The Sewing Quarter, to our very successful magazines, such as Simply Knitting, Molly Makes, and the Radio Times. We work incredibly hard to inspire you and bring you lots of exciting ideas and projects. So whatever your creative needs, you know that our crafting family will be there for you. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
It couldn't be easier to buy from Jewellery Maker with all the information you need right there on screen. From the item code and the product description, right down to the price. And whether you're buying at the beginning or at the end of the offer, everyone pays the final on-screen price. So, what are you waiting for? Simply telephone our free phone number or join us at JewelleryMaker.com and start your jewellery making journey today. Jewellery Maker, your one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs.
Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When you spend with us £4.95, you will get a free welcome pack. That welcome pack will give you pretty much everything you need to get started. From a manual, which will help you to familiarise yourself with all of the items that you're going to be creating and all of the products that you need, including tools and findings and threads. You'll also get a DVD and step-by-step project cards. These cards and the DVD will give you the chance to be able to create a wonderful arrangement of different items of jewellery. Plus, you'll also get a free 3-pack of tools. These will be everything you need to get started. So, getting started with the Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. So why not give it a go today? Jewellery Maker, your one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs.
It's easy to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 65,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker. If you'd like more information on up-and-coming shows, you can view the programme guide on our website.
Hello, welcome back. We were just discussing the pros and cons of Crocs and scrubs. I was filming a Welsh language drama on Sunday that myself and my son are in, bizarrely. I was just saying, so on Sunday I'm playing a psychiatric nurse, and so I was in Crocs and scrubs. I've never worn a pair of Crocs. No, I have worn Scrocs. Scrocs, that's what they should be known as. I've never worn a pair of Crocs in my life. I have worn scrubs on many times throughout being in casualty and things like that. But oh, they were comfy. However, my friend did say to me, if you bring them home, I'll disown you. So we were just laughing about the comfort versus the fashion. But yeah. No, No, I've been told
Still
flat
not buying it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Slippers are comfy.
I'm a flip-flop wearer in the summer, I've got to say, but yeah, they were. It was like, ooh, these are quite comfy. And my friend just sent me a message saying, I've just seen the photograph of you in your Crocs. If you bring those home, I'm disowning you.
But you know, you shouldn't really wear them anyway if you want to wear heels, because they spread your feet a little bit like flip-flops. So when you get your heels on, then too uncomfortable. Practicality.
It's still a no then, it's still a no. Listen, welcome to the last hour of The Late Show, and it's our masterclass, and Fleur has got an amazing way of showing us how to create. I'm going to just go, ooh.
It's very slinky, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. Now that is fabulous. What a gorgeous way. Now, I actually commissioned not identical, I have to say, it was like a block of this and then two little links, a charm bracelet for Gemporia that was very similar to this. Gorgeous, lovely links. I love the weight of that as well. Lovely. So Flo is going to demonstrate how to create this look for us in our masterclass. However, let's just have a look at the beautiful jewellery, because you are getting an awful lot to create. So I'm just going to bring these in. I adore this. This is beautiful.
Yeah. The difference when that's worn, it wears a little bit. The emerald strand is a little bit tighter on the neckline because the jewellery busts are flat, and obviously we have curves. It sort of like sits a lot more of a choker style as it's pulled around, but it is just that chainmail weave is gorgeous, and that is
beautifully weighted.
That's a medieval European 4-in-1, which is what our medieval knights would have worn.
I was going to say it feels like armour.
Yeah, it's like a material, and you can see how it would protect.
Yeah, look at that fluidity, is beautiful. Oh, I love it, absolutely love it. This is a medium for me that is very new for me, Flo, because obviously when we started 7 years ago and I first came here, we didn't have anything like this sort of to even start sort of working with people like yourself who are experts in it. But it is fascinating to see. No, I'm going to go through with you what you're getting in the kit, and then of course Fleur's going to give us the masterclass, and I know that that's what you will be waiting for. So let's go through it. We are getting beautiful emerald rounds within this kit. Let's start off with the emerald rounds. They are 4mm rounds that you're getting. Brazilian, beautiful shades of green that you're getting, and you're getting a. Say that again for me, Dan. Oh, do you know what? I've got it here, but I've just put the tablet on top of it. It is a 30cm strand, 4mm rounds, 50 carats that you're getting with the emeralds. I've got to say, every time we put microfaceted black spinel into a kit, it's on and it's gone anyway. And this is microfaceted to perfection. This is natural, unenhanced, 10 carats, black spinel, microfaceted, 30cm strand, 2mm on that beautiful size that you're getting there. You're then getting 260 carats of yellow tiger's eye medium nuggets, 7 to 10mm, 38cm strand for those, and those nuggets are sizable, so you do get a chance to see the magic of the chatoyancy. I love what you've done there with the alternating. Yeah, it's emeralds and the faceted.
I think the tiger's eye are such big personalities. I've put them all together in the bracelet, and the block of all those personalities works well, but on a neckline piece there's too much going on when they're all together. So to break them up with the black spinel and the emeralds just gives them a little showcase all by themselves, but also just takes away that blockness. So by just putting them in every sort of like third or fourth bead, if you like, or block, it just gives that really nice chatoyancy to that piece, rather than a big full-on look which detracts away from the other side of the necklace.
It does look outstanding, I have to say. It really does. Really quite remarkable. And so you're getting your natural tiger's eye, your natural beautiful spinels, and your Brazilian emeralds, of course, within the actual kit itself. You're then getting, so we've got an antique bronze-plated lobster clasp with connectors. Now the connector, I'm just going to just remove this quickly and just show you this. So you're getting the 5-strand connector point with your lobster claw and extender. So that's one of the components that you're getting. And then you're getting your jump rings. antique copper jump rings. So we're getting antique copper plated brass, open saw cut jump rings. They're 7mm, 250 in the pack, and you're also getting then the 250 in the pack and the 6mm as well. So they are 7 and 6mm, 250 of them. So approximately 500 in total for the jump rings. And all of that coming your way for £27.95. So many of you already checking out, which is gorgeous to see.
Lovely to see a kit with pure natural gemstones.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, they're not enhanced at all, they are as nature intended,
really
aren't they?
Really exciting. I'm going to just grab the gemstones, pop them over the back of the hand, so you get a chance to see. Let me just drop those in between there. So there's your tiger's eye. There's your fast. Oh, I love the different textures. Oh, yes, fab. Yeah. Absolutely exceptional. All unenhanced, all natural, all yours. To be honest with you, just to get the 3 strands, the price on your screen, under £10 per strand is amazing. To then get all the jump rings. Really exciting. Please do make sure you're checking out. So many of you are doing exactly that, which is really lovely to see. It's a masterclass, and of course, she is the master of the house at this moment in time. So I'm going to pop this over here, darling, so that you can refer to it whenever you need to. But take us through. Well, you're the expert. You take us through.
So this chainmail weave is actually called box weave, which is not a very nice name. It has got another name. It's called Queen's Link.
Okay.
And the way that chainmail sort of has evolved from being armour to being patterns that are worn in jewellery is the necklace that I've created there, the European 4-in-1. When that's folded over, it actually creates a box weave. Oh, so somebody at some point would have taken a strip of European 4-in-1 and folded it over and sort of like zipped it up down the side and have created this beautiful box weave. So when you can just see how it folds over, it creates the same pattern. So if I was to take one side of this off and open it up, it would be exactly the same as what's in the necklace.
Okay.
Then from there, somebody then, like most things, somebody makes an anomaly in the pattern, so they forget to put a jump ring in or something like that, and that's when the Byzantine weave then was born. So all these patterns have come from mainly European 4-in-1. So we only can do this jump ring, this weave with the 7mm jump ring. So you've got 250, which is plenty to do a full 360 bracelet, up to about 7.5 inches. Okay. I've taken some of them to be spacers in the stretchy bracelet as well. But like I say, you can only do this one in the 7mm. The 6mm are a little bit too tight, because as you can see, it's just a very tight knit as they're knitted together. It's a really simple weave once you've done it a few times. So once you've done a few rows of this, the pattern is established and it's very easy to see. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to demo with these really large coloured jump rings, just so you can see the pattern of how it's going to evolve. So we need all of our jump rings open, apart from 2 that we're going to stay closed. And we just need a little bit of scrap wire. This, if you haven't got any wire, don't worry, you can use something like a bag tie or a little piece of ribbon. It's just something as a handle, just something as your starting point. Okay? So I'm going to take my 2 closed jump rings, and I'm going to take an open jump ring, and I'm going to create a chain of 2 linked into 2. So I've just taken my open jump ring and placed 2 closed jump rings onto there, and I'm going to close this up. And then I'm going to take my next open jump ring and again go through both of them and close. So what I've created now, when I bring these 2 to the top, is I've created a chain of 2 links into 2 links. Okay, so I'm going to take my little piece of scrap wire or whatever you're using as a handle, and I'm just going to pop that onto just one of those pairs and then just twist that up. Now if this is the first time you have done this weave, when you get the kit home, what I suggest is you make a little bit longer than the piece that you actually need. Keep the wire attached and then just put a little label of this saying box weave, so that you can refer back to it or have it as like a library of weaves that you know. Because sometimes it's like somebody will say, I like that bracelet, can you make it me again? And you think, I can't remember how to make that. I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember how to make it. So it's easier to have a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do is, we always tend to do this weave when it's vertically, so not on the board, so we always hold it in the air if you like, so it's a little bit easier to see where the rings are going to orientate. So what I'm going to do is, I always need 2 sets of 2 before I can fold back into my my knot, if you like, my Byzantine knot. So I've got my 2 pairs there. I'm going to hold on to the first pair and let the pair that's held onto the wire, and let the first pair fall either side. So you can see there, I've just let them fall either side. I'm then going to pick up the second pair and give them a squeeze. Now with this very first one, the trickiest part of all chainmail weaves is the very first lot of rings that are going to go in, because it doesn't hold any stable pattern. As you can see at the minute, it's a little bit loose, it's a little bit floppy, it's very difficult to see where I'm moving. So all I've done is I've let the first pair, I'll do that again just so you can see, let the first pair fall either side. I'm going to pick up the second pair. In my correct size jump rings, you're probably easier to use an awl or a piece of wire or your pliers. Pick it up, and then I'm going to squeeze that pair together, okay? And I'm just supporting this pair here, this gold pair, which was my first pair originally. When I open those up, you can see in the middle there are my original, my top pair of my purple jump rings. So what I'm going to do is take my next coloured jump ring, and I'm just going to pick up those 2 jump rings. And as I pick it up, you can see it goes into that lovely Byzantine knot. So I always think it looks like a little bit like a Chinese lantern as well. So that's 1 jump ring in place. Now because this weave's created in pairs of jump rings to create that 3D look, I need to pop another jump ring through exactly the same space. If that happens and they fall down, don't worry, it's just because there's no tension on that clasp at the minute, where your clasp will be in a second. There's no tension there, so as soon as the tension's there, it'll pop back into place. I'm going to pop my next jump ring through and create my pair. So I've now got my first pair of my next knot. So I just need 1 more pair on top of there. So again, go through and add another 2 jump rings. I'll just make that go back up there so you can see. Okay, so I've now got back to the start again, so I can imagine now, this is now stable, so this is going to hold its shape now. So I've now got my next 2 pairs of jump rings that I can do exactly the same. Because chainmail is just a continuous pattern, a little bit like kumihimo, a little bit like macrame. It's very, very simple. Once you get into the pattern, it's easy to create. But what you need to remember is, if you interrupt the pattern, if you interrupt your making, it can make it difficult to remember. So by having all your jump rings open and on the side, in pairs if you can, that will create a lot faster, because your memory is just remembering the pattern rather than having to stop, start, stop, start. Okay, so
it's fascinating, by the way. I'm just mesmerised.
So I've got my first pair again, and let the top pair fall either side, pick up the second pair and give them a squeeze. When I open them up, those 2 are going to present themselves a lot higher in the correct size jump ring. So you can see there's a definite path going through, and it's flanked on the outside by the 2 gold jump rings. Okay, I'm going to pick up my next pair of jump rings, and as I pull that up, I have my next knot on top. Okay, so again, close that up, remembering that everything in this happens in pairs. So I need a pair of jump rings, and I need 2 pairs of jump rings to be able to fold back. Okay, so I pop my next jump ring in to create the sides, if you like. So these 2 golds are going to create the sides that we can see here. So I can't do anything from this point now, because I haven't got another pair of jump rings. So if you get to this point and you think, I can't remember what to do next, it's because you haven't got another pair on top. So I always need 2 lots of 2. So it's all about the 2s in this one, isn't it? So you just have to remember. And that's the thing with patterns. Sometimes if you can remember little rhymes or, you know, just a little feature of that pattern, it helps you remember it a lot quicker. So again, I've got a lot more to hold on to now. So I can then let the first pair fall either side, picking up the second pair, squeeze them together, and they're there on the outside. And again, in your correct size, that will be a lot easier to see. So you can see that it's going to create that pattern straight away. Again, now taking my next pair of jump rings, I know that it's correct, so as soon as I put that jump ring in, it creates that knot. So if you think of it in more of a terminology, the top pair fold back and come up inside the second pair. So that's another way of thinking about it. So if you can't sort of like imagine how it's going to work, always think that the pair that's on the top is brought back through the pair in the middle. Okay, so it comes, yes, all it is a little bit like origami, just like it's just the way that you're going to fold. So as you can see there in the middle, I've got these 2 jump rings on the outside, and they're the 2 that I'm going to collect up together. And once you've done about 3 or 4 of these knots, the pattern will be there and you'll be able to see it. Now, it's easier when you're first learning to do a pattern if you could do a whole piece, like a whole bracelet or just a 5 or 6 inch length, just to get the pattern established in your brain. If you do a couple of knots every night, you sort of like go back to square one with it. You need to be able to create, sort of like take an hour just to learn the pattern. Once that pattern's been established in your brain, you'll be able to pick it up. Sometimes you may need a little helping hand, which is why I say always have that little extra long bit that you can take off at the end, because sometimes it's easy to remember the pattern if you deconstruct it.
Okay.
So if you take a jump ring out, it's obviously got to go back in the same route. So by taking it out, you're just reversing the route that it's going to go in on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sometimes it can just be a helpful reminder just to say, right, okay, that jump ring, so if I was to say, oh, how do I get this jump ring out? So if I undo it and take it out and watch the path where it comes out, it has to go back in. And it just sometimes just rejigs that memory to say, yeah, I know where I've got to go with this now.
So then you're going to hold that, you drop those ones.
So I drop the first pair, the top pair.
Open up the gold ones.
Open up the gold ones. Give it a squeeze.
Pull those through and then attach.
There they are.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, so as long as you're going, so these are your...
That structure forms so quickly, doesn't it?
This is your parameters, so we can't go outside of those 2 gold ones, so we go inside the gold ones. And pick it up and pop it on, and then always remembering to add my next one so I get the same look all the way through.
Yeah.
And there you can see how it's going to build up. And it's knot upon knot upon knot. So if you've done Byzantine before, this is exactly the same. It's just 2 sets of 2 that you fold back rather than 3 sets of 2. And it does create this beautiful...
And it's gorgeous. I'm going to just take it off.
Chainmail's other name is articulated mail, and you can see why it's called articulated, the way that it just moves on every joint, if you like. And it's ultra strong as well. So chainmail is very, very strong.
Lovely and weighty. Really lovely.
There's only one thing that I always say about chainmail is everybody asks me if I solder the jump rings closed and or I solder the last jump rings closed. All jewellery should have a breakable part in it. This is ultra strong jewellery. So on the end, all I've done is I've just put 2 single jump rings on the end. So I've just left it as it is there so that it has got, if you like, a breakable part. I mean, you don't want it to break, obviously, but if it got caught in a car door or something like that, you would want, you'd want that to go rather than anything else. So all jewellery should have a breakable part, but just be very mindful of that with chainmail, because if you make a really strong ending on either end and solder that close, then it's not gonna break apart. So it is easier to just put 2 single jump rings on the end and then attach your clasp. And I've just popped an S hook on there, but it could be any clasp that you've got in your stash.
It is gorgeous. I love the fluidity of it.
Yeah.
And I suppose when you think about chainmail and you think about its history and you're looking at the one that you created here, it had to have that fluidity.
Yeah, it's got to be able to move. If you're thinking of a knight has to actually be able to fight and manoeuvre around in all that heavy armour. Chainmail armour actually only lasted 30 years. It's lasted longer in its guises now than it ever did at because it's now used for shark suits, chainmail trousers, butcher's gloves. It's still in stab-proof vests along with Kevlar. So it's used more now. It's had a longer history in sort of like practical terms, not jewellery terms, than it ever did when it was first made.
So fascinating. And also, gosh, just that section there has a beautiful weight to it.
Yeah.
You can imagine a suit.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I suppose with the with sort of chainmail in stab vests and in, as you were saying, diving suits, it's with technology as it is now. It's going to be a very lightweight.
Yeah, it's aluminium and that kind of thing. It's very, very lightweight. Chefs love to use it as instead of tinfoil for cooking their meat, which is a surgical steel, that kind of thing. So yeah, chainmail is just it's a wonderful medium, and you don't have to do a full chainmail bracelet. You could do just a small section of it and then put your gemstones or your wire, whichever your medium is. Chainmail will just slot in very, very nicely in your pieces.
Beautiful. To be able to suspend charms off those jump rings with that as a staple piece. As I said, the Milano charm bracelet, the last one that I designed before I left Emporia was sections very similar to this, and then 2 links, then sections and 2 links. So yeah, very similar. Beautiful. Love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much. You've loved that kit. You absolutely loved it. Do make sure that you are checking out and confirming as soon as you can. If you've got any questions, please get them into Fleur in the next 20 minutes or so. I love how you demonstrate with those larger jump rings
it's just
as well.
easier to see. It's very difficult to see with the small size jump rings because my hands and the pliers are too over the top of everything.
No,
so with the large size jump rings, you should be able to see a lot easier with the pattern.
Absolutely fab. Thank you, sweetheart. Very, very much indeed. Absolutely brilliant. Come back with me. Get your questions into Fleur. You've got about, I'd say, probably until about 9:45, which is less than half an hour away now. Thank you so much, Fleur, my darling. I will come back for it.
I will bring it for you.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Sorry, hands full. And do you know what? I'm petrified of dropping that tablet. Can we not get a guard? You know, one of those
the children's ones.
The ones that you can throw from a satellite in space.
Yes.
And it doesn't smash. I'm absolutely petrified of dropping it. You know, it'd be like, oh, Ray dropped the tablet. That would be it. Thank you, Fleur, darling. Thank you so much. We've got some beautiful pieces. Oh my gosh, I love on this T-bar. Absolutely adore it. I'm going to bring all 5 of these, all 5 of these now. Which one can we start with? Oh yeah, forgot about that. Right now, team, get those opposable thumbs ready. Are you ready? Are you steady? Oh, team, you had one job. Kerry's like, one job. Miss it, miss out coming your way now. Last of stock coming your way, which is really, really exciting because they are fabulous. We're starting with one of mine and Fleur's faves, pearls, and I know it's yours as well. Beautiful, beautiful quality. They are beautiful. Ivory freshwater cultured potato pearls, looking at 7 to 8 to 8 to 9 millimeters on a 38 centimeter strand. World-class classic, without a doubt. We are famous for our beautiful pearls ever since we launched them. We are all the way down to $14.95 for last of stock on this strand. It is such an amazing deal. They are not bleached, they are not dyed. Every single one of them is organic and absolutely genuine. $14.95 on your screen for the entire strand. And again, I think that when we get a bit blasé, don't we, about our prices of our pearls?
We do. We get very, very blasé about them. And I say, pearl jewellery is the only jewellery that you can make that you don't have to justify the price of it to anybody, because we all know from, you know, your great grandma having, you know, beautiful pearl jewellery to what we see on the high street and what you see in boutique jewellers. That price, like, carries on all the way through. So to be able to get these pearls at that kind of, you know, at these prices and not them, you make an heirloom piece of jewellery which rivals what you see on the high street.
Absolutely.
You know, we buy the pearls exactly the same as they do.
If you think about, because there are machines that will pearl knot. Yeah. And so when you're going to a high street jeweller's, more often than not, they haven't had an expert who has, with TLC and labour of love, you know, beautifully knotted between each of those pearls by hand. That is a skill, that is a technique. There are people who charge, you know, what, £15–16 per inch to do that? Well, if you've got a, you know, 46-inch lariat style rope length of that's a lot of knots and a lot of inches. Make sure that you're checking out and confirming. Well done. Last of stock on this. Please, please do not miss out on these. Now, this could be a feather, this could be a leaf, it's entirely your interpretation, but there is so much on this strand. Now, look at these. Aren't they gorgeous?
You just see boho, boho brides, boho festival jewellery.
Beautiful. Absolutely. They are gorgeous. Every single, they've got such a lovely depth to them as well. Let me just show you on a side profile so you can see. Look at the depth of that. Gorgeous. you've got some beautiful, beautiful, proper ivory tone. 31 by 13 millimeters, 20 on that gorgeous strand, and they are beautiful. They make fabulous earrings, they make beautiful individual pendants, or as you were just saying a second ago, a beautiful piece for a very special wedding.
Yeah, just thinking of the hair vines and, you know, leaves coming down the back of your hair when you've got your all tousled lovely colours. But also, you know, thinking of things like bag charms, things like that, because we always like to revamp what, you know, our bags every year and that kind of thing, and it can be expensive to buy a new one, so to actually have a beautiful bag charm with whatever colours you can put with that, because it's like beautiful neutral palette.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's absolutely gorgeous. They are, without a doubt, some of my favourite shapes I think that we've had on a strand ever. They are gorgeous. They are last of stock and they are flying out. Well done. Multicolour moonstone coming your way. We had 8mm sizes earlier on. We've got a slightly smaller size for you, but absolutely no less of the lustre and the sparkle from the faceting on these. They are such stunning. They're gorgeous, aren't they?
They are gorgeous.
Just the lustre, the sparkle, the aduralescence that works with it, all natural. 30 carats. Lovely size drill hole going through these, really workable. 30 carats of multicolour moonstone, 4 millimeters. There's greys, there's soft peaches, beautiful, beautiful white. I love our moonstone. Absolutely adore it. There's something really captivating about this beautiful gemstone since we started introducing it. Gorgeous. £7.95 on your screen. 0800 644 655 is the number that you need to be dialing to take advantage of it. Last of stock though, we had a massive, beautiful moonstone showcase from this area, literally about 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, and it flew out the door. It's very, 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 very last of stock at £7.95. Well done. Where's that? Oh, Colombian. I'm so sorry. Do you know what? I just wasn't aware of the time for a second there, Dan. I'm looking at it going, that's not until later, Dan. It's not until later. Why is he telling me to play this now? It's not until 9:30. It's 9:30. It is Colombian emerald to die for. Now, I was talking to Fleur about the valuations of my Colombian emerald pieces that I have bought, and I can tell you right now, I would love to get a valuation on just this strand alone. Just the strand. Star buy time. It's so good. So good. I would love, love, love to take this strand with a certificate of authenticity to Safeguard, to any jewellers and go, value that strand for me, please. Natural and enhanced Colombian emerald in a strand, 24 carats. Price, please. This is one of those strands where you take a leaf out of Mark Smith's book and you get it insured. For me, personally. These are vivid. Do you know what? And there are times where just you don't need if you are very, very serious about putting very high-end, natural, beautiful collectible gemstones in your collection, there are times where no words are needed, really. Let's be honest about this. This is natural and enhanced Colombian emerald. Thank goodness for, you know, gemstone smuggling back in the day, because we wouldn't have had this beautiful gemstone if it wasn't for the guaqueros, of course, who smuggled these vivid greens over to Europe very many years ago. Luckily, we don't have to do that anymore because we have ethical sourcing of Colombian emerald, of course, and it is quite a spectacular strand. I think that you can, you know, this hasn't been smuggled in anyway. This is just a beautiful, ethically sourced strand of Colombian emeralds. All of them, they are beautiful. 24 centimetre strand, 2 by 5 millimetres on the graduation. It's a special strand, Fleur. It is a special strand.
It is. This is one of those strands where I wouldn't make anything with it. I would have it in that commission box. When people said they wanted to commission a piece of emerald jewellery, then I would show them the strand and I would then say, this is what I can make with. So it would be that kind of special strand. Like a little bit like when you go to a jeweller's and you go into the other room with everything that's sort of like not on show. This would be that kind of thing. But I've never seen an emerald strand that's as vivid as the tassels that are on it as well. It's just
honestly, when I said to Dan earlier, and Dan said, oh, we've got Colombian emerald, I thought that we would be looking at a sort of 7 centimetre strand. The deal is extraordinary on it. What would if you had a strand like this and someone came to you, what would you be saying to them that you would be? I know what you can make, but it's almost a question of what would you be willing to make with this quality of natural emerald? With
this quality, I would only be using precious metals. If there is any of the 9-carat gold earring findings that are on our website, because we have had a collection of 9-carat gold, sterling silver, I wouldn't go any less than sterling silver. No. I wouldn't even use a plated, and I know that sounds quite snobbish, but
no.
This is a kind of
I agree.
That even jewellers will be loving. So I would something like a barb, something with using very few of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's one of those moments, I think, when you get this strand home, I promise you, this is one of those moments where you open the box and the colour is absolutely mind-blowing. So's the diaphanity. If these were incredibly included, like proper opaque, no diaphanity, no moments of that clarity, I would... Do you know what? Tonight, 11, that's all I've got left. It's miss it, miss out. I've got 11 strands. Now, I was saying to Fleur earlier, I bought a step-cut Colombian emerald in 9-carat gold, and I bought it at Gemporia when I was a member of staff, and obviously there are perks of the job. Obviously you do get staff discount. It's not a huge amount, because everything is, you know, when you're thinking about the price that you're paying compared to what we were paying, I can promise you now, it is minuscule, the difference. But I've had all my Colombian emerald pieces and it's the same provider, the same ethical source, because of course it's the same team that's finding and sourcing our gemstones for us to this day at this moment in time. I can tell you right now, the valuation on the emeralds that I've had from this, I was telling Fleur earlier, and it was jaw-dropping, isn't it?
It was,
in comparison to what I would love to know the valuation of this strand. I really, really would. Outside of Jewellery Maker, with someone like Safeguard, with a jeweller that knows their stuff about natural unenhanced Colombian emerald, with a jeweller that understands the vividness of colour, with a jeweller that understands, and with an evaluator, or a valuer I should say, that understands diaphanity in emeralds, and then watch what we're about to do. I've got 11 strands. This is £8.50 charge. It's not closing at £80 tonight. It is going to under £70 tonight for the last chance to grab hold of these at Miss It Miss Out. I've got 11 strands and that's it. That is a proper special strand purchase. Oh my goodness. What an absolute... I honestly, when Dan said to us that we could do this at just under £80 earlier, really, really exciting. To be able to do it at under 70 is astonishing. Really is.
You know, when I first started at Jewellery Maker and I didn't understand about how many emeralds there were from all over the world, and you've got your very pale ones from Siberia and all the other different... This is what I would have said was an emerald.
Yes.
This to me
Yes.
is that kind of, that's emerald green.
It's the textbook
Yeah,
when you're a kid and you start learning about, an emerald green, and you think about, the Wizard of Oz and the Emerald City. This is the green, isn't it?
That is it. That is the green. It's alive.
And Colombia, it is still, for me, it is a toss-up between Colombian and Zambian, depending on the diaphanity. But the reason, I've only got one Zambian emerald piece. The reason I've gone every other time for the Colombian emeralds, I've got one trilogy and 2 solitaires. And the reason I've gone for them every time is because of the colour. And literally, as I twist it in the light, the inner glow is off the scale. It is amazing. It really, really, really is. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you think about getting this strand valued, I'd love to hear from you. You can get in touch with me on Facebook. It would be really, really lovely to hear from you about the valuation on that strand. If it doesn't float your boat, if it doesn't make your heart sing, then you send it back to us. No questions asked. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Risk-free purchasing of 24 carats of Colombian emerald. Sounds weird just to say 24 carats of it, isn't it?
It's weird, isn't it?
Mesmerising. Janice, Candy, Tina, Suzette, collectors in the Highland, bidders in Essex, bidders in the West Midlands, bidders in Greater London. You are so close to owning this. You really, really are. 3 strands left and that's it. Hi, Diane. You are literally pipping everybody to the post at the moment on one of the last 3 strands. Good luck indeed to you, my darling. Make sure that you're holding those lines. Good luck. Good luck. What an amazing strand. Now, Fleur's with us. And of course, it would not be a Fleur show if we didn't have some gorgeous jadeite to make us smile for the night. So that is coming up for us very, very soon indeed. I was looking at your gorgeous jadeite bracelet earlier. It's lovely.
Never take them off. Never
gorgeous.
take them off. I love this
How was the Jadeite Dreams workshop that you did?
Brilliant. Yeah, it was ever so lovely. Because I mean, there's only 2 workshops they do that are solely on just one gemstone: the pearl knotting, which is obviously a technique as well, and jadeite. And I was so passionate about jadeite that I wanted to do a workshop, and it's so lovely. It's sold out every time. So there's people out there with a huge passion for jadeite. It's just one of the most magical gemstones on earth, I think.
It is fascinating, and again, an amazing wealth of myth, lore and legend and history surrounding it as well, which is exciting. Let's go back to October's birthstone. We've had this is next month's birthstone, but the reason we've got to discuss Dan's favourite tassel, Dan's faves, the multicolour tassel. These are, it is like a firework. It's like a firework. They are fab. Graduation is impeccable. We start end to end with black tourmalines, moving in and through that rainbow of colour to the oranges and yellows, through to the pinks, through to your greens, of course, your more Cuprian and Paraiba tones, and then, of course, your pinks and your reds. Just showing you that graduation as we go through there.
Is that a purple one as well?
There are some stunning tones on here.
That's amazing.
Isn't it?
That is beautiful.
Look at those Cuprian and Paraiba tones. I can't say that, I can't say that they are, I haven't been able to test the amount, or nobody has within this building, be able to test the copper versus manganese content within those colours. And every single strand will be a slightly different variation of tone and saturation anyway, but you guarantee that vividness. $33.95, but there's definitely Cuprian and Paraiba tones, beautiful, beautiful rubellite tones, and some moments of purple tourmaline coming through there as well. It is a mesmerising stone, isn't it?
The Egyptians believed it came passed through a rainbow on its way to Earth.
You can imagine, can't you?
Because it's so colourful, it's just lovely.
It is.
And again, just a real, like, that fabulous shape of gemstone that you could just restring into a bracelet, which is, I think, what would be my sort of, like, first go-to, and have all those colours.
Oh, definitely. And to be able to wear multicolour tourmaline as, if it is your birthstone, of course, for October, then to be able to have all the shades of tourmaline in one piece
and this
is
one
really exciting.
Go beautiful with the pink opal as well. So you've got both of October's.
Yeah, they were gorgeous. They were particularly lovely. $21.95 on your screen. For millimetre on that strand. There's no graduation. It's an 18 centimetre strand. 35 carats of multicoloured tourmaline. Make sure you check it out. It is very, very last. Miss out on that one. One more, which is this month's birthstone, and I have to say, and I'm just going to try and get this to sit. Just bear with me just 2 seconds. There is a pink sapphire strand that has a very similar size of sapphire on it. It's around about 8 centimetres in length, I believe. This is exciting. This is most definitely not green sapphire. This is not just a green sapphire. There are moments of beautiful Swedish princess blues coming through here, and it almost seems to be colour changing in front of my very, very eyes. Knowing our gem hunters as I do, I know the deposits of beautiful sapphire that they've been able to source for us, which is why I'm not surprised to see a little bit of colour change going through here. But I have to go with what it says, being bicolour, so little shimmering shades of green and the blues coming through here. But the clarity and the natural beauty of this strand is off the chart. To work with this as September's birthstone, naturally, beautiful. I love the daintiness of the size of these.
Beautiful, aren't they? And they look so gorgeous when they're all tasseled together as like a waterfall design.
I bet they do. I bet they look spectacular on fine chain for earrings, moving and undulating. I bet they look amazing.
What's really unusual is from this angle, you come almost see like a petrol blue coming through them as well.
It almost colour changes. It's fascinating.
It's amazing.
£47.95, reduced from over £80 all the way down to £47.95 for the last of stock for you tonight. They are uber sparkly, and the reason they're so sparkly is because of the clarity in this strand. £47.95 on your screen for that entire strand length. Absolutely immaculate sapphires. If somebody has given you some money for your birthday for September and saying, do you know what, buy your perfect strand, get a piece of jewellery commissioned, or perhaps you're sat at home going, well, I'll commission my own piece of jewellery. Whatever it is that you have to do, £47.95 is on your screen. Do make sure that you're checking out and confirming as soon as you can. It is last of stock on that one, so hold those lines. Now, one more, and then it's the jadeite. So we go to, oh, can we do that? Have we got time? Brilliant. Sorry, I've just seen the opals in box number 10, and they are, wow. Wait. Let me just pass these to Fleur. Have a look at those. They, oh yeah.
Oh.
Aren't they amazing?
They're not shy and retiring, are they?
Lapis lazuli first, and if we get a chance to squeeze those opals in, they're probably the best I've ever laid eyes on here at Jewellery Maker. This is a jam-packed to the rafters strand of lapis lazuli, 135 carats, 9 to 18 millimetres on the drop, 21 centimetre strand. Not £27.95 tonight. Down to under £17, over £10 reduced, and a beautiful gemstone. We've spoken a lot about this with Fleur tonight, of course, that really regal royal blue with those gorgeous moments of that sort of sparkle of the pyrite golds running through. Are you okay? Are you okay, Beck?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, as long as you haven't fallen down, that's all that matters.
Oh.
Just making sure you haven't passed out. Again. £16.95 on your screen. She's all right, she's fine. We had a thumbs up and we had a, I'm all right. It's one of those moments, you know, I fell down. £16.95 on your screen. 0800 644 655. Your lapis lazuli, 135. Oh, you're so many of you there trying to grab hold of that. Should we do those opals? I have to have them back, I'm so sorry.
They are, absolutely.
The best I've ever laid eyes on in this building, that's saying something. There is a phrase that my grandmother would have said, "O manvach," which means, oh, that's special, or it's an expression. It means, oh, little mum. That's what it means. Oh, little mum. But it's oh, man vach. It's an expression of something beautiful, something really good. And this is good. Right, I'm going to leave the tassels out of my hand. Can we just come in and have it? I know it's a bit difficult, but because the colours are electric. That's the best that I've seen in this building.
I think they're the biggest opals I've seen as well.
They are extraordinary. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the screen over there. They look amazing just in the lights in the studio. I'll put it on the back of my hand, but when you put it into the shadow, look at this! Oh, right, a little bit of shadow hand. They are. I'm just trying to block the light. They're off the chart, aren't they?
They are a real good party in a gemstone.
Oh my goodness!
There's
a party in every gemstone, and everyone's invited. $59.95. That is an extraordinary.
I think that would be one of those gemstones when you get them home. I'd love to see people's faces when they open the parcel.
Yeah, one of those moments where they need to be filming themselves as they open the pack, because get it in the skin. The oranges, the ultraviolets, the golds, the greens, they are extraordinary. When you get natural Ethiopian opal, and it's great, for me, there isn't a word, I don't think, that describes that beautiful colour play. It's an explosion of play of colour. Now that's not a gemological word that is used to describe play of colour in an opal, but it blooming well should be for that strand, shouldn't it? Special, very, very, very special, beautiful. Yes, I have, yes. Kunzite rounds. Now I have seen kunzite nuggets and shards and chips here. But I have not seen gorgeous kunzite rounds like this. These are beautiful, 140 carats. And they iridesce, don't they, when they're like this?
Yeah, and I don't think you can ever get a gemstone that's that colour. I think that's a separate colour all by itself, the kunzite colour. It's like a lilac-y pink. It's just very feminine again, like the morganite. I think those two go hand in hand.
They are. That's quite a spectacular, beautiful strand, actually. 7mm, 38cm strand, $17.95. They're very, very last of stock. You can see how quickly they are flying out the door as well. Again, just thinking about the colour that you're seeing here in the studio, every single one possesses that beautiful sort of almost like a pale magenta meets lilac tone. It is beautiful. The iridesce, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee, $17.95. I need to make sure that we squeeze as many in as we can before we bring you the jadeite. So please do make sure you're checking out Angela, Susan, Moira, Zoe, Susanna, new callers. Welcome, lovely to have your company. Let's never, ever, ever underestimate this gemstone, shall we? This is so, so divine. Oh my, behave! Behave! All natural. Graduated garnet faceted drops, 4 to 8mm, 25cm strand, 115 carats. They are spectacular, aren't they?
They've got more purple in them than I've seen
in a
garnets.
Very long time. Yeah. The reason that Fleur mentions that, of course, is the more purples, the more valuable they instantly become. That beautiful rhodolite tone, the rose stone, and it's a proper calla lily rose colour, isn't it? It's a decadent. Really, really decadent and opulent tone. Check it out with a little bit of skin tone behind it as well, because that's, of course, where
I would say you get lost in this gemstone. When
we just underestimate it.
Yeah, you could gaze for hours into this gemstone.
That is a temptress of a gemstone right there, isn't it? Gorgeous. Make sure you're checking out on that one. Well done. Yes. Now then. This is labradorite like you will not normally see. blue labradorite, 6 to 9 millimeters. That beautiful pewter petrol blue absolutely magnifies that labrador essence, doesn't it?
I've got this strand.
Have you?
Yep.
What are you going to do with it?
I made it into a bracelet and earrings, and I call it my mermaid bracelet.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Just like mermaid, you know, with the water over fishy scales.
Absolutely. It is mesmerising, isn't it? I'm just going to roll that back and forth on the hand because there is Labrador essence and then there is Labrador essence. Do you know what I mean? It's amazing to look at. You've got a 15 centimetre strand, 11.95 on your screen. The natural beauty of this gemstone not diminished by the enhancement of that colour. So many of you going, yep, we'll have a little bit of that. I am not surprised. Look at the size of these. Come and have a look at the Labrador essence close up on these.
A beautiful alternative to lapis lazuli with your turquoise. Really nice with your turquoise.
Really lovely. Oh, I'm not surprised. The last 13 strands, and you're all over this one. Well done. California, Lancashire, Greater Manchester, Bedfordshire, Cheshire, London, West Midlands, Glamorgan, Torvine. You're all there. Well done. Great to see you tonight. Multiply situation going on at this moment in time. Not surprised at all. We have got for you. Oh, well, I say it's for Fleur as well. Jadeite up next, and last of stock on this one, and it's the last opportunity of the evening. Some beautiful colour on this jadeite. Just looking at the strand, there's some really gorgeous moments of apple green, sage green, olive green, soft pearl green. It is really, really, really lovely. Now, obviously, Fleur is here, so I wanted to talk to Fleur about why she's so passionate about this beautiful gemstone. It finishes our show tonight. It's really apt that it is the closer of the show because Fleur has a particular passion for this beauty, don't you, my lovely?
I do. It's for me, it's the gemstone that I always wanted, but I never had the confidence to buy because it can be faked a lot in a lot of different places. Indeed. So when Jewellery Maker got jadeite in, I trust that we have exactly what I'm buying. I have my certificate of authenticity. So I then just fell in love with it even more. It's the most beautiful serenity green, the most tranquil gemstone for me to wear, and it's the only gemstone that's actually kept its popularity from when it first became used in civilization in certain sort of areas in the Far East. It's still revered now as it was hundreds of years ago, and I think that for a gemstone to be able to say that is just epic. It is epic.
That's a good word for it. It's epic. It's very durable, very wearable, very, very, very beautiful against the skin. It's got a coolness to it instantly, of course, because it is a natural and genuine gemstone. It will, of course, sort of warm up to your body temperature, but there is something really aesthetically beautiful about jadeite, and specifically in the rounds. There is something very calming about it, isn't it?
It's I mean, going down the myth and legend route and how it's used in Chinese culture as well. There's lots of literature out there that you can read. But for me, just personally, as soon as I started to wear this gemstone, my brain used to be like a washing machine on spin. And as soon as I put this gemstone on, everything just slows down. Everything becomes a lot calmer and a lot more tranquil. And I mean, it's just the most beautiful colour as well. So if you don't believe in myth and legend and everything, it's the most beautiful colour to wear against any skin tone.
Yeah, definitely. It's $14.95 on your screen. You're absolutely loving it as well, which is gorgeous to see. These are 6mm rounds that you're getting, 38 centimetre strand, 100 carats of genuine jadeite. Only 2 types of mineral can even be classed as genuine jade. Please rest assured that what you're getting here is genuine jade. That is exactly what you are getting. It's Chinese jade, and of course what what they will be classing this as a pearl green. That's what the Chinese class this colour as. They call it a pearl green because if we had pearls from China and they were created in a natural green colour, they believe that with the pearlescence, I think that is exactly what you're getting with this beautiful colour. It is a beautiful strand. There's so many there: Pimpernel, Coates and Torfaen, Bidders in Kent, Surrey, Lincolnshire, and so many more. So thank you so much for joining myself and the team tonight. Hardest worker in the room, of course, as ever, gorgeous Fleur, who's been with us. Thank you so much, and for such fabulous clear demos as well. Get in touch with Fleur, of course, if you've got any questions. When are you next in the building, my lovely?
Sunday late show.
Sunday late show. This Sunday?
Yes.
Ah, there we go. Sunday late show. This Sunday. Have you had your kit?
Yes, I have. Yes, I've got. It was a last-minute show for me, so they've made some kits up for me. Yeah, that's it.
Nothing like making them work. Nothing like making them work. Listen, we hope that you have a fabulous rest of your night. Thank you so much for tuning in. So Fleur's back with you on Sunday evening. I'm back with you for the late show tomorrow. Who have we got tomorrow, Dan? Lovely June. Oh, bless. June's coming in with us tomorrow with some mini makes, which would be lovely. And the rest of the team, of course, start nice and bright and early from 8 a.m. tomorrow. So I really do hope you can join us. Of course, if you have any questions, you can get in touch with Fleur via her Facebook page or, of course, our Jewellery Maker Facebook page. Somebody will put you in touch if you've got any sort of burning chainmail questions. Thank you to the team tonight. Thank you to you for tuning in. We'll be back with you 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'll be back with you from 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your night. Bye.
Oh.
So, what are you waiting for? Simply telephone our free phone number or join us at JewelleryMaker.com and start your jewellery making journey today. Jewellery Maker, your one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs.
Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When you spend with us £4.95, you will get a free welcome pack. That welcome pack will give you pretty much everything you need to get started. From a manual, which will help you to familiarise yourself with all of the items that you're going to be creating and all of the products that you need, including tools and findings and threads. You'll also get a DVD and step-by-step project cards. These cards and the DVD